Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 1 of our story. If you like this What If story and want to see part 2, let me know in the comments below. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, check the description for more great content and my playlist. This story was posted by DevDog756 on Wattpad. Now let's start. Izuku narration. My name is Izuku Snow-Allen and I am the fastest boy alive. When I was really young, my life was pretty normal. I had loving parents and grandparent, a caring twin sister, a best friend from Gotham City, wacky aunts and uncles, and was really smart for my age. Also, my parents are also the metahuman superheroes The Flash and Frost. Not sure if that was worth bringing up. However, everything changed on our 4th birthday when me and Nora developed our powers, which was our dad's speed and our mom's ice powers. That night, we heard noises from the living room as we went down to see what it was, as we saw a storm of yellow and red lightning, as we saw our dad fighting his arch nemesis Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. Thawne was completely obsessed with destroying my dad, and my parents knew Thawne would jump at the opportunity of turning me and Nora against our dad, so mom and dad made the decision to have me live in Japan with my mom's friend 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, as Thawne knew about Nora but not about me, so sending me to another country would be the best way to hide from Thawne, especially when it's the country with the highest amount of quirked people living there, as my dad told me to keep my speed a secret until Thawne was gone for good, so I could return home while I was free to use my ice powers as I saw fit. They also promised to visit me every summer, birthday and Christmas so we could still be together. Growing up in Japan wasn't as easy as I hoped for. Sure, 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 cared for me as if I was her own son, but I constantly saw other people being bullied for having quirks that were weak and or villainous, or being quirkless, which apparently is a death sentence, as apparently quirkless people are wastes of space and can't be heroes. Which is a huge load of SHT, as Batman, Red Hood, Red Robin, Nightwing, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, all don't have quirks and are some of the best heroes in the world. And the worst part is that no one did anything to stop it from happening, either out of fear or not caring, which set me off either way, as I always found myself stepping in to help people. And with that, my ice powers became victim of being called weak and villainous, along with being called a freak for defending the people they were bullying, but I didn't pay any mind, as they were jealous that I was stronger than they were and actually knew how a hero is supposed to be. But I'd be lying if it didn't start getting to me just a tad. When I reached you, everything changed. I got 2 girlfriends, made lots of new friends and new enemies unfortunately, and I also was given the quirk of All Might, who I admired but nowhere near as close as my father. I thought things couldn't get better. Instead, things got worse. I was framed by the League of Villains for stealing you. Info, and in a flash, I lost my girlfriends, OFA, most of my friends turned on me, and I was sent to Tartarus, a maximum security prison. Thankfully though, Momo Yaoyorozu, Achiko Uraraka, 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, 𝐒𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲, Nemuri Kiyama, Ejiro Kirishima, Koji Koda, Pony Tsunatori, Itsuka Kendo, Hitoshi Shinso, Mei Hatsum and 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 were the ones to believe in me, as most of them left you. After I was arrested. First, my grandfather was wrongfully convicted for the murder of my grandmother, then my dad was wrongfully convicted for the murder of the thinker, and the same fate has fallen onto me. It's kind of funny the more I think about it. Prison hasn't too bad for me, surprisingly, as the warden had a quirk that made him a walking lie detector and knew I wasn't a traitor, and he also knew about my true parentage, and the prisoners left me alone after I beat the tar out of AFO. But I won't be in here for long, I know it. My family and true friends have been working their butts off to prove me innocent. And I know that will come faster than I know it. Narration over. Meanwhile, the League of Villains released a broadcast, announcing they framed Izuku Shigaraki. That's right, Midoriya never betrayed you. You Fing morons. Did you forget about Toga's quirk? Hero Society has failed you. Now you and All Might, what will you do knowing you betrayed an innocent person who saw you all as family? Especially his wares, well, former wares in this case. Ha ha ha. The broadcast ended as the people who betrayed Izuku were all shocked and horrified that they were played so easily, especially Izuku's ex-girlfriends, Katsumi Bakugo and Mina Ishido. Aizawa, problem child, I can't believe this. Katsumi, I can't believe this. 𝐻𝐿 was innocent the whole time. Mina, Why didn't I trust my hubby? Side note, 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, 𝗧𝗜𝗧𝗟𝗘 and 𝐒𝐮𝐵 believed in Izuku but didn't leave you. 𝐒𝐮𝐵, now you see it. Mina, we get it. We made a mistake. 𝗧𝗜𝗍𝐼, oh spare me Wonder Woman. You're doing this because you fed yourself over big time. Now Yaoyorozu is probably all over Midoriya's PP now that he's free from you too. And she's a better match for him than both of you combined. Katsumi, shut up you lizard beach. 𝐾𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 is ours and no one else's. Mina, we'll kill her and those other skanks if they try to steal our man. 𝗧𝗜𝗍, then why did you dump him for the grapist and walking tape dispenser of all Fing people? Mina, we made a mistake. Shinso brainwashed us. Shinso, the hell I did you dumb beach. My brother's gone because of you and you broke both his and Kirishima's hearts. 𝗧𝗜𝗍, wait, she what? Tetsurisu, she dated Kirishima before she immediately dumped him for Izuku after he lost in the sports festival. Young Togata, when we bring back young Midoriya, you will return OFA to him. Am I clear? Night Eye, Mirio doesn't have to return it to that villain. You have no right in who gets OFA Night Eye. Am I clear to both of you? Night Eye, yes All Might. Togata, yes sir. Demon you Midoriya, you stole Nejiire from me and OFA. I'll Fing kill you when I see you. I'm nothing without them. Ida, we'll make him forgive us whether he likes it or not. 𝗧𝗜𝗍, maybe I should have took Itsuka on her offer to leave. Back at Tartarus Warden, kid, you're free to go. Shigaraki revealed what he did and your family is here to pick you up. Izuku, about time. Izuku got up and left Tartarus as he walked past AFO who had major frostbite which he got after pissing Izuku off one too many times as Izuku flipped him the bird as he left the prison as he was greeted by his family. Barry, Caitlin and Nora. Izuku. Eri, Papa. Izuku, I missed you Snowball. Were you good for Grandma, Grandpa and Auntie Nora? Nora, kid was an angel bro. Eri, I missed you so much Papa. Caitlin, she's not the only one. Izuku turned to see all the people who believed in him as he was tackled to the ground by Momo. Momo, I missed so much Izuku. Izuku, I missed you too Momo but can you do this later? Momo, no. Momo hugged Izuku even tighter as Barry just smiled. Caitlin heard wedding bells in her mind. Nora smirked as she was planning on the ways she was going to tease him while Eri was wondering if this meant Momo is her new mommy while the rest of the girls were feeling a little jealous. Eri, Yamamoe, can you please let my papa go? I think he can't breathe. Momo, I want to keep cuddling him, but anything for my future daughter. Okay Eri. Nora, so, ready to come back home bro? Izuku was happy that he was finally about to return home before remembering something. Izuku, wait what about Thawne? Barry, Thawne's gone. We trapped him in the negative speed force. He wouldn't be causing any more issues. Izuku, serves him right. Wait what about my friends? Achiko, don't worry. They talked with our families and we all agreed to move to America with you. Izuku, that's great. You guys will love Central City. Nemuri, I'll always wanted to visit Starling City. Nora, trust me, we visit Star City a lot. And Metropolis. And Gotham. And Coast City. And Keystone. And Empire City. Point is, we have lots of friends in different cities. Nejiire, wait, what about those idiots back at you? Barry, glad you asked, there's just one last thing we need to do before we go home. Meanwhile the dumbasses at you. We're getting ready to bring back Izuku and the people who believed in him, by force or otherwise as they all looked at the TV as they saw the Flash, Frost, excess and more importantly to them, Izuku wearing a damaged version of his hero suit. Mina, it's the Flash. Katsumi, what does 𝐾𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 have to do with the Flash? Flash, thank you everyone for coming on short notice. Reporter, Flash, what brings you and your team to Japan and why are you with Deku, the hero framed by the League of Villains? Flash, glad you asked. First, Justice League business. And second, because he is our son. Everyone at you. I was shocked as Izuku used his speed and ice powers to its full extent as proof as Nizu had a heart attack. 𝐻𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲, this is bad. Ida, what's the big deal? So what if Midoriya is the son of the Flash? 𝐻𝐮𝐦𝐦, the Flash is the number 5 hero in America, so if he wants to, he can ruin all our reputations. Everyone was shocked that their futures as heroes could be taken away from them by Izuku in a flash, as some couldn't accept that. Zero, Midoriya doesn't have the ball. Mina, Izuku would never do that. He loves us too much. Todoroki didn't care as he glared at Izuku as this whole time, he was friends with the son of the woman who made his father her beach. Izuku, that rat thinks he's the smartest thing on earth, but he's nothing more than an egotistical SHT stain. He believed that stupid video in an instant while knowing of the quirk of Himiko Toga. Also, rat god, you may want to check on your precious blackmail. 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 saw that all of his blackmail was completely erased as he saw an email and opened it as he read what it said. This is what happens to you try to play God. Have fun reaping what you sow. Signed Oracle, Overwatch and Vibe Reporter 2. Dumb question, but are you planning on returning to you? Izuku, hell no. I'd rather share a room with the Joker than go back. A's standards of heroism is flawed as hell. Granted, there are some good heroes to come from you, but they are overshadowed by people like Endeavor and all the attention wears who only give a SHT about themselves and not the safety of others. Izuku's hair turned white as he kept ranting on you. A's failures. Izuku, and you need a stupid card to be able to save people. Getting real. Heroes shouldn't need a card to save people, not to mention hero licenses are basically just get-out-of-jail-free cards. Have one and you can get away with anything. And the entrance exam, that was so dangerous that Ochiko Uraraka could have died if it weren't for me because everyone else was too much of a PP to fully commit to being a hero. Not to mention people who have true heroic spirit but don't have flashy quirks or villain quirks are casted aside for people like that grapist and blonde little us. Thankfully Momo made airy earmuffs so she couldn't hear Izuku's swearing up and down like a sailor. Izuku, oh, and for those at you. Especially to Katsumi Bakugo and Mina Ishido, the skanks I once called my girlfriends. Izuku looked dead straight into the camera as he had an ice-cold look on his face. Izuku, you're all dead to me. While you are trying to rebuild your reputations, I will be thriving along with my true friends while you all sit with the knowledge that you lost your greatest ally. Frost, my son gave both of you his heart and you just shattered it like nothing. You two are no better than the Reverse Flash himself. Flash, that will be all. Good night Japan and to hell with the people who betrayed my son. Frost, I hope you all get frostbite in places you didn't even know you have places. Flash picked up Frost bridal style and ran off while Izuku and XS ran after them as they regrouped with the others. Inko, that was personal, to say the least. Izuku, sorry Aunt Inko, but I had to get that off my chest. Ochiko, you really spoke from your heart Midoriya. I meant Alan. Izuku, hey, just call me Izuku. I know I can trust all of you. Nemuri, so what do we do when we get to America? 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, no need to worry, we have that covered. Barry, get packing people. 2 days later, everyone was ready to move to Central City as they were making their way to the airport as Barry said he had a friend picking them up. However, things never go as planned usually. Traitors, Izuku. Izuku, oh god damn it. Katsumi, Iken. Mina, baby. Izuku, stop calling me that. It's Alan to all of you. 𝐀𝐮𝐿 noticed Todoroki and immediately recognized him as Endeavor's son as she smirked. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, if it isn't Endeavor's little hell spawn. Here to finish what your father was too much of a little beach to do. Barry, Kate. Points at Eri 𝐀𝐿𝐿, ops. Eri, Papa, what's a beach? Momo, Bakugo and Ishido. Everyone bursted into laughter as Eri was confused as why everyone was laughing. Eri, what's so funny? Izuku, I'll tell you when you're older. Todoroki, you have some nerve coming back here Frost. 𝐀𝐿𝐿, me, nerve. That's rich coming from the brats who betrayed my baby boy and now want his forgiveness just because he can ruin your chances to become heroes. Young Midoriya I. Izuku, save it. I don't want OFA back. I trusted you and you threw that away. You may have been my mentor, but you were never my hero. That honor belongs to my dad. Barry, oh, emotional damage. 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 baby, why are you leaving with him? You are supposed to be with me. 𝐻𝐮𝐦𝐽, I want nothing to do with you, 𝐀𝐮𝐽. You're not the guy I thought was my friend and actual hero. 𝐀𝐮𝐽, I ain't asking. 𝐀𝐮𝐽 tired to grab 𝐻𝐽, but Izuku grabbed 𝐀𝐮𝐽's wrist and stood in front of 𝐻𝐽. Izuku, she said no. Learn to not think with your PP for more than a second. 𝐀𝐮𝐽 tried to punch Izuku, but he dodged effortlessly as Izuku stole a piece of 𝐀𝐮𝐽's hair and ate it as OFA transferred back to him. 𝐀𝐮𝐽 realized that he was quirkless once again. Eri never rewound 𝐀𝐮𝐽 to before he lost his original quirk before being given OFA Miro. No. No. I'm quirkless. Izuku, I'm told that hurts him, but I thought you didn't want OFA back. Izuku, I don't. I'm saving it for someone who truly deserves it. And I know just the person. You know her very well. All Might was sad but was fine knowing that Izuku was going to someone who truly deserved it. But night I tried to kill Izuku and steal Eri to get 𝐀𝐮𝐽's quirk back, but 𝐀𝐮 grabbed his hand as applied pressure to it as her hair started turning white. 𝐀𝐮, try to hurt my baby boy again, and I'll make sure you can't use your precious quirk ever again. 𝐀𝐮 pushed him to the ground, but Night Eye still tried his luck as he touched Barry and made eye contact with him as his quirk activated. Night Eye saw himself, dying as a man dressed in black had his hand through Night Eye's chest, crushing his heart as red lightning flickered off the man, leaving Night Eye shocked as Barry used the chance to punch him with all his strength as he stood over him. Barry, have fun knowing you'll die without having Izuku around to change your fate for you. 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽, please don't leave me. Izuku, I thought you could change Bakugo. But I was wrong, you haven't changed and you never will change. 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽, that's not true. I have changed. Izuku, really? How about that time when you told that girl from Shiketsu to kill herself because she talked to me? 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽, she was trying to make you cheat on me. Izuku, I told her I was taken and she understood and backed off. 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽, but she still asked you to lunch. Izuku, she was just being friendly. Besides, who in their right mind turns down free food? 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽, fine. Who needs you, 𝐸𝐻? I never loved you. You were nothing more than a pebble in my way. And the grape and tape dispenser pleased us better than you could. 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽 realized what she just did as Mina was said that 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽 just screwed her out of Izuku forgiving her as she started taking it back, but Izuku was having none of it as 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐽 tried to grab Izuku's arm, but Nora Beach slapped her into a wall. Nora, that was for hurting my brother, you explosive beach. Mina, Izuku. Barry moved everyone out of there as they walked towards their plane as they saw one of Barry's best friends, Oliver Queen, 𝐾. The Green Arrow. Oliver, Barry, Ollie, I can't thank you enough for this. Oliver, it's what best friends are for Barry. Nora, hi Uncle Ollie. Oliver, hey Nora. Momo, your dad is friends with Oliver Queen. Izuku, friends. They're basically brothers. Oliver walked to Izuku and gave him a big hug. Oliver, Izuku. Izuku, hey Uncle Oliver. Oliver, you've gotten taller. Izuku, you think I was going to be shorter than Nora forever? Oliver, honestly yeah. That and I was worried you were going act like 𝐀𝐮 when you got older. 𝐀𝐮, hey. Oliver, sorry 𝐀𝐮, you are a massive buzzkill sometimes. Nora, he's not wrong Mom. 𝐀𝐮, yes he is. Barry, tell Oliver he's wrong. Barry wisely chose to not say a thing as everyone boarded the plane as it took off as the people who betrayed Izuku looked on with sadness as they knew they missed up big time, while a few people weren't sad but were instead completely sad. During the flight, Oliver made small talk with Momo's parents along with the possibility of a deal between them, Queen Industries, Star Labs and Wayne Enterprises, while Nora was talking to Izuku's friends and learned a lot about them. Like May's mechanical tinkering, which gave her an idea, and also learned about Kirishima's heartbreak at the hands of the Pink Beach as he made clear that he didn't hate Izuku for it as it only proved she was a hoe. The only thing that Kirishima regretted was not telling Izuku the true reason why they broke up, as Kirishima worried that Izuku would think he was jealous of him, but looking back, he should have taken that risk, as maybe Izuku could have been spared the heartbreak, as Nora couldn't be more happy Izuku has true friends, which made Kirishima blush a tad as 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 took notice of. After a few hours, they landed in Central City as they were met by Harrison Wells. Momo's father couldn't believe he was face to face with Wells, as he offered to show the parents around the city, which he insisted on, as the parents agreed, as the rest went to Barry and 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲's home. Note: Thawne never impersonated Wells in this. They all made their way to the Snow-Allen family home as Barry opened the door, as everyone was surprised by how it looks. Barry: "All right everyone, make yourselves at home." Achiko: "Wow, this is a nice place." Nemuri: "Honestly, given you're one of the greatest heroes in the world, I was expecting you'd have." Barry: "A mansion." Nemuri: "Yeah." 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲: "Yeah? Well, unlike in Japan, we don't get paid for being heroes." Momo was looking around the Snow-Allen home as she saw a picture of Barry and 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐴 kissing during wintertime. Momo: "God, I wish that was me and Izuku." Nora's phone started ringing as she went to another room to take the call, as Izuku decided to ask Momo an important question. Izuku: "Hey Momo, can I ask you something?" Momo: "Sure. Please ask what I think you're going to ask." Izuku: "Would you like to?" Momo: "Yes." Izuku was cut off by Nora screaming as she rushed into the room. Izuku: "Nora, what's wrong?" Nora: "It's Robin, he and the others are in trouble." Izuku: "What?" Achiko: "You guys know Robin?" Izuku: "We go way back." "Where is he?" Nora: "An abandoned warehouse in Gotham." Izuku: "Well, let's get moving. The believers may, can we help?" Nora: "You all have suits?" The believers may, yeah. Nora: "Suit up." Izuku: "Odin, I don't have one." Achiko: "What happened to you? A costume?" Izuku: "I destroyed it." Tsuyu: "You couldn't wait." Izuku: "How was I supposed to know this is how today would go? I want to get rid of that thing as soon as possible." Barry: "Hang on." Barry grabbed a red and white ring as he gave it to Izuku. Barry: "Cisco made it for when you came home." Izuku put on the ring as he opened it, as a suit flew out as Izuku put on the suit and was amazed by its appearance. May: "How did you fit that in there?" Izuku: "Man, this is a super suit." Barry: "Cisco knows how to make his suits practical, aesthetically pleasing and comfortable." 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲: "Your dad wanted it to be green, but Cisco wanted it to be red, so they compromised and made it red and green. But the green didn't look good with the red, so Cisco changed the green to white." Izuku: "Red for dad and white for you, mom." Barry: "Sorry if you don't like the color scheme, Izuku." Izuku: "Don't be, it looks great. Besides, red's my new favorite color anyway." Izuku turned to Momo and winked at her, making her blush a pretty pink, as 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 just smiled and shook her head. 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲: "You just had to cock-block your brother, Nora." Izuku: "So, let's get to work." Gotham City: a group of criminals were currently having the lights knocked out of them, as one was left standing as Robin left the shadows and had the thug cornered. Robin: "Your boss, where is he?" Thug: "The boss is everywhere and nowhere." Robin pushes his staff against the guy's neck as he pushes the thug against the railing. Robin: "I'm not asking twice." Thug: "He's in an old warehouse." Robin: "Do you know how little that narrows it down? Start getting specific or I'll crush every bone in your body." The thug caved and told Robin the exact location of his boss, as Robin thanked him for the information by knocking him out cold, as Robin turned to a group of costumed heroes. Robin: "Alrightly then. Let's move in team." Robin arrives at an old warehouse as he goes inside, as he stayed in the rafters as he made his way into a small cubicle as he dropped down behind a brown-haired man. The man is notorious crime boss and criminal mastermind Tim Scam. While he doesn't have any powers, he's constantly proven to be a pain for the Titans. Scam: "I was wondering when you'd show." Scam looked behind him as he saw Robin, who stepped out of the shadows and smirked. Robin: "You were expecting little old me, Scam." "I'm flattered." Scam: Given that I can't do a thing without you and your titans breathing down my neck, I'd be surprised if you weren't here. Robin, maybe. If you did a better job at hiding your lairs, this wouldn't happen as often. Scam, given that you're here alone, I can't tell if you're brave or stupid. Robin, who said I came alone? Scam looked to see all his henchmen were all out cold in the cold as the rest of the titans appeared behind Robin. Scam, I should have guessed, you were always that arrogant. Alucard, still so confident. Haven't the last god knows how many beatdowns not gotten it through your skull yet. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, your stupidity is just as massive as your ego. Scam, what you call stupidity I call persistence. Batgirl, call it what you want. Scam, you're going right back to jail. Scam, if you can catch me. Scam snapped his fingers as his robotic henchmen showed up to fight the titans as he walked off while the titans started fighting them off. Robin jammed his staff into one robot's head, Batgirl launched a few into the air before throwing batarangs at the ceiling lights, causing them to fall and destroy them while Alucard kept destroying robots with a single punch. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 meanwhile kept the robots he was dealing with on the back end before cutting them all down with a powerful sword strike while Asuna kept going for the robotic jugular as she attacked with such proficiency and speed as the robots around her all fell to pieces as Robin tore a robot's head clean off as he saw Scam almost about to get away. Robin, damn it, Scam's getting away. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, I got him. 𝐀𝐮 fried several robots with his electricity as he switched to his neon ability and ran after Scam using his light speed ability as he tore through robots that got in the way as he kept on running. 𝐀𝐮 caught up to Scam as he fired a stasis bubble to slow Scam down as he quickly swaps to electricity to overload the stutter door, preventing Scam from escaping as 𝐀𝐮 captured Scam with his chain. 𝐀𝐮, you're cornered, old man. Scam smirked as he managed to blind 𝐀𝐮 as he escaped his chains and kicked him back. Scam, for being the adopted son of 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, you'd think he'd teach you better. The proximity alarm started going off as everyone looked confused as suddenly, about 83% of Scam's men went down as Izuku arrived with his sister and friends all in costume. 𝐀𝐮, they with you, leader? Robin, no. 𝐂𝐿, they're with me. Scam was about to summon more but 𝐂𝐿 snatched the device he was using and froze it before throwing it on the ground. 𝐂𝐿, too slow. Scam. 𝐂𝐿 started running towards Scam, but instead of being scared, Scam smirked as he pressed a button that activated a force field that captured 𝐂𝐿. Scam, looks like you weren't fast enough. 𝐂𝐿. Scam then felt pain in his arm as he saw he had an arrow in his arm as everyone looked to see who fired it as the arrow was shot by the arrow. A Mia Queen, the daughter of Oliver. Arrow, Tim. Scam, you have failed this city. Scam, Arrow. Should have figured wherever 𝐂𝐿 goes, you go. Just like both your fathers. Arrow, what can I say, we both take after our fathers. Scam pulled the arrow out of his shoulder as he looked at the force field and saw 𝐂𝐿 somehow disappeared as he deactivated it to see what happened as suddenly he went flying back as 𝐂𝐿 reappeared, having used her speed to make herself look she wasn't there as Izuku shot an ice blast at Scam, knocking him down as his eyes widened as he looked at Izuku then at 𝐂𝐿 as Robin's eyes widened too, but in a good way. Scam, no. Not another one. He told they only had one kid. 𝐂𝐿, wrong. As usual. Momo created an EMP device as she activated it, destroying all of Scam's robo-henchmen as both Speedster rushed him, sending him into the wall as all of them stood in front of him. Robin went to cuff him but Scam pulled out a flashbang and set it off, blinding all the titans as by the time they got their eyesight back, Scam was long gone. Nora took off her mask as she sighed in defeat. Nora, damn it, he got away again. Thanks for the save, Mia, but I had that. Mia, sure you did, Nora. Nora, I was getting ready to make my move. Mia, what move? The one to the morgue. Nora, haha. Mia, who's this? Points at Izuku. Izuku, I'm a little hurt, you can't recognize me. Mia. Mia, Izuku. Izuku took off his mask as Mia hugged her friend, which made Momo pout as after Izuku broke the hug, Momo clinged to his arm, which surprised him but was fine with it as Mia knew what was going on. Momo, Izuku, who is this? Mia, oh, I'm Mia Queen. Kirishima, you're Green Arrow's daughter. Kirito, just grab a megaphone, why don't ya? Mia, yeah, kind of beats the whole secret identity thing. Kirishima, sorry, we're used to that stuff being public knowledge. It was common knowledge in Japan that one of our old classmates was Endeavor's son. Kirito, can't help but feel bad for that guy. Izuku, I wouldn't. Izuku turned as Robin took off his mask as the two went into for a hug. Izuku, it's good to see you again, Jake. Jake, when were you planning on telling me you were back for good? Izuku, in my defense, this isn't how I thought this is how today would play out. Achiko, so, who are you guys? Jake, guess I'll take the wheel. I'm Jake Grayson, or Robin, and I'm leader of the Titans. This lovely redhead is Sam, my girlfriend and secondary leader of the Titans. Sam, hi. Izuku, red hair and green eyes. Just like Aunt Barbara. Jake, this punk is certified artist 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫. 𝐀𝐮, pleasure. Jake, this is our team's pain in the butt extraordinaire, 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, but we just call him Kirito, and beside him is his girlfriend, Asuna Yuki. Kirito and Asuna, hey. Izuku, you definitely have quite the team. Jake, same for you dude. Say, the night is young and so are we. You all still in the mood to beat up bad guys? Everyone, hell yeah. Jake and Sam put their masks back on as they left the warehouse to continue fighting crime. Crime after crime was foiled due to the new heroes among the Titans as they all started to bond and proved to be more effective than before, especially due to Nemuri's Quirk being able to knock bad guys out cold, and Izuku just being there also made things easier, as now with 2 speedsters, more ground can be covered in the blink in an eye. After a good night's work, Robin offered them to stay at his place since it was the weekend, and a long one at that, as they all accepted when Cisco Ramon or Vibe showed up to see Izuku and Nora and to drop off Eri, as she missed Izuku as Cisco opened a portal to Jake's home as they all crashed for the night, as Momo was the first to call dips on sharing a room with Izuku, which he and Eri were fine with as everyone turned in for the night. The next day rolled around as everyone spent the whole day hanging out as they all bonded. Sam and Momo naturally got along well since they're both intelligent and have great leadership skills, and Sam got along with the others girls while the boys got along great. The boys talked about the usual things guys would talk about, video games and hobbies and their powers, as they were impressed with Kirishima and Koda's quirks, as they saw Kirishima's quirk as both awesome offense and defense, as Kirishima was overwhelmed by all the praise he felt like he didn't need, and they saw Koda's quirk as a good way to spy and gain information on villains without getting violent, especially against environmental-themed villains. When they found out Koda and Pony were dating, they all congratulated him, especially L.O.V, as Koda's shyness reminded him of one of his best friends, and when they found out Izuku and Kirishima's hearts were both broken, they gave them sympathy and told them that they wasted their time with the beaches that broke their hearts, and let them know that they'll find the ones for them, as Izuku and Momo looked at each other as that remark was made. And of course, Eri made them love her just by being there, as Jake and Sam both swore they would break the bones of anyone that dared to harm Eri. Alucard and L.O.V swore that'd teach anyone who would harm Eri a lesson, and Nora already swore she'd kill anyone who tired messing with her niece. The evening rolled around as Izuku was with the Titans playing a guessing game, and it was Jake's turn to be guessed while his friends were in a different part of the room. L.O.V, are you from the Star Wars universe? Jake, yes. L.O.V, are you a character from Legends? Jake, yes. L.O.V, would you describe yourself as a walking power trip? Jake, no, I'm not Starkiller. Nora, my turn. Are you from a video game set in the Legends continuity? Jake, yes. Nora, which era are you from? Jake, Old Republic. Nora, interesting. Are you a Jedi Sentinel? Jake, yes. Nora, is your lightsaber a double-bladed one? Jake, yes. Nora, is your lightsaber crystal yellow? Jake, yes. Nora, do you act exactly how Sam would act if she were a Jedi? Sam gave Nora a deadpan look as Jake had a smile on his face. Jake, yep. Nora, Bastila Shan. Jake, Bingo. Sam, not this again. Nora, Sammy, I'm sorry but Bastila is exactly how you would be as a Jedi. Sam, she and I aren't even remotely alike. Mia, bullshit. Asuna, I could list all the ways you and Bastila are similar and I'd been done around dawn. Izuku, guess now I know why Kirito and Asuna at 2:25 this morning. Kirito, hell, if you put on a British accent, you sound exactly like Bastila for crying out loud. Sam, no I don't. Izuku, put on a British accent then. Sam, British accent? I don't sound like her. Everyone started laughing as Sam just proved their point as she sunk into the couch as Jake kissed her on the cheek. I'll be very disappointed if nobody gets the joke, Jake. Sam, you make it sound like being like Bastila is a bad thing. Sam, it's not, but it always gets blown out of proportion and brought up constantly, mainly by these two idiots. Points at 𝐿𝐿𝐴𝐺 and 𝐿𝐶𝐿. Jake, come on Sammy, they're just goofing around and don't mean to be asshats about it. 𝐿𝐶𝐿, wait, if Sam's Bastila, wouldn't that make Jake Revan by default? Nora, that would explain why I saw Jake making a Revan costume a few days ago. 𝐿𝐿𝐴𝐺, I've always been a Star Killer guy. Sam, to the surprise of absolutely no one. 𝐿𝐿𝐴𝐺, oh my apologies there Jedi Princess. Please, enlighten us on how much you love your beloved prodigal knight. Sam, see what I mean. Jake, Sammy, he's going to be a jackass regardless. Besides, seeing your badass front gives me dark side Bastila vibes. Sam, you trying to get under my cape boy wonder. Jake, it working. Sam smirked at her boyfriend's remark and kissed him, being more diamante than usual as Nora fake gagged. Nora, Christ, you two are just as bad as Kirito and Asuna. Kirito, we aren't that bad. Izuku, do I need to remind you that I woke up and hear miming coming from your room at 2:25 in the morning? Kirito, I'll shut up. While with the others, Momo was watching from away as she sighed. Momo, God, I wish that was me and Izuku. The two redheads stopped kissing as Izuku got up and walked off to the girls plus Kirishima and Koda as the others gathered in a circle. 𝐿𝐴𝐺, so, place your bets. Who's Izuku getting with? 𝐿𝐶𝐿, I bet it's that Momo chick. You can't deny the chemistry between. That and she kept looking at him like Sam keeping an eye on Jake's butt. Jake, let's not bring my butt into Izuku's love life 𝐿𝐶𝐿. Sam, it does look great though. Jake, I know, I hear it all the time, mostly from you. Anyways, Momo's not the only one eyeing up Izuku. Kyoka, Achiko, Tsu, Nijire and Mia were all eyeing him up. With more in the future. Kirito, you think he'll end up with all of them? Jake, yes. Anything's possible. Sam, I'm with Jake on this. Asuna, when are you not with him on anything? Sam, when are you never off Kirito? 𝐿𝐶𝐿, she got you there. They all turned to see Izuku and Momo talking as they all knew that things were about to get good. Izuku woke up in his room as he felt someone crawl on him as he saw it was Eri who woke him up. Izuku, morning Snowball. Eri, morning Papa. Grandma made breakfast. Izuku ruffled Eri's hair as she left to go to the living room as Izuku got changed in under a second as he left his room and saw Nora on the couch and 𝐀𝐮 making breakfast. Izuku, morning Mom. 𝐀𝐮, morning sweetie. Izuku, where's Dad? Nora, out running a few errands. Izuku, sweet. Izuku sat down and started eating as Izuku felt his phone vibrate as he grabbed it as he had a message from his dad. Meet me at Star Labs for your training. Izuku, gotta run. Izuku finished his breakfast and gave Eri a hug as he ran off for Star Labs as 𝐀𝐮 just smiled and shook her head. 𝐀𝐮, he's just like your father. Nora, here's hoping he doesn't pick up Dad's habit of constantly saying he'll be back in a flash. 𝐀𝐮, it's cute. Nora, it's annoying. Izuku arrived at Star Labs as he looked around the place as he remembered he and Nora constantly begged their parents to let them go with them when they were little, which they always caved in thanks to Nora giving them the puppy eyes. Oh, they would be unable to say no to Eri if she gives them puppy eyes, Lord knows he can't. Izuku figured that the obvious place Barry would be is the speed lab as he went there and saw Barry setting up things up. Izuku, hey dad. Barry, you're here fast Izuku. Figured you'd stay for breakfast. Izuku, I had a light breakfast. Also, I remember the speed lab being way bigger. Barry, you just got taller. Izuku, so what's first? Barry, I want you to run around the speed lab so I can measure your current average running speed. Izuku, alright. Izuku ran around the speed lab for a while as Barry instructed as Barry measured Izuku's average speed which was clocked at Mach 3. Barry, not bad Izuku. Now, let's start with some basics. Barry first taught Izuku how to throw his lightning which he messed up multiple times as Barry told him to slow down a bit and let his lightning pass over them before directing where to throw which Izuku did, exactly how Barry instructed and he got it right. That taught Izuku that sometimes, taking it slow is the way to do things. Next thing Barry taught Izuku was how to phase through objects which Izuku was a little hesitant to learn as it reminded him of Mirio but ultimately learned it as Barry told Izuku to not let his past define him as not letting go of something or someone is enough to drive you insane. Something Barry has seen firsthand. Then Izuku learned how to make wind funnels with his arms and how to create a speed mirage as Barry spent the rest of their training session teaching Izuku to master those abilities before moving on to more advanced techniques. At the Snow-Allen home Eri, Grandma. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, yes, my little snow angel. Eri, I made a picture of our family and Auntie Nora helped me. Wanna see it? 𝐀𝐮𝐿, I'd love to see it Eri. Eri gave 𝐀𝐮 the picture she made and for Eri's age, she did a good job as the picture had Eri, Izuku, 𝐀𝐮, Barry, Nora, Cisco and Momo all together as 𝐀𝐮 was curious as Momo was beside Izuku in the picture as she decided to press Eri with some questions. 𝐀𝐮, is that supposed to be Momo? Eri, Yamamoe is very nice and pretty. And I think she loves Papa. 𝐀𝐮, would you like it if Momo becomes your new mommy? Eri, Yamamoe is way better for Papa than the mean boom boom lady and the creepy yellow-eyed alien. 𝐀𝐮 couldn't stop herself from laughing at Eri's insults as Eri was right on the money as she put Eri's picture on the fridge. 𝐀𝐮, I know what I'm going to do today. The front door opened as 𝐀𝐮 saw Momo was at the door. Momo, hello. Mrs. Snow-Allen you here? Eri, Yamamoe. Eri ran to Momo as she jumped to hug her as Momo caught Eri and hugged her as 𝐀𝐮 smirked as she started getting an idea. Momo, hi Eri. Eri, do you want to play with me and Auntie Nora? 𝐀𝐮, sorry Eri, but I need to talk to Momo first. She can play with you after that. Eri, okay Grandma. Eri walked off to play as 𝐀𝐮 signaled for Momo to sit down as both sat down as Momo was a little bit intimidated by 𝐀𝐮 who was drinking some Pepsi. Momo, so, what do you want to talk to me about Mrs. Snow-Allen? 𝐀𝐮, no need to be so formal, just call me 𝐀𝐮. As for what I wanted to talk to you about, Barry and I looked through your records from you. Last night thanks to Cisco, and we were quite impressed. Momo, oh, thank you, but I wasn't that great. Zuzu's mom is complimenting me. 𝐀𝐮, I beg to differ. You were the top of your class, the vice president of your class and you have incredible decision-making. You're quite the intelligent girl. Momo, if that were true, I would have reconsidered doing my internship with Uwabani who taught me and 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 about being a hero and only had us in turn because of our looks. 𝐀𝐮 then crushed her Pepsi can out of anger which made Momo jump a bit. Momo, you okay? 𝐀𝐮, yeah, bad habit. In 𝐀𝐮's mind 𝐀𝐮, out of all the scummy things she could do, she takes advantage of a young girl's longing to become a hero and just use her for her looks. God, that pisses me off. Frost, who the F is Uwabani again? 𝐀𝐮, lady with snake hair. Frost, oh, that Medusa-looking beach. 𝐀𝐮, do you just not know any of their names? Frost, why should I waste time remembering their names Katie? Remembering their names means I respect them and most of Japan's heroes don't respect others so why should I respect them? 𝐀𝐮. Fair point. Back in reality 𝐀𝐮, anyways, the one thing that needs some workshopping is your costume. Momo, that is true. I asked for my costume to be designed to work with my quirk, but it went a bit overboard. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, it's literally a one-piece bikini. If I didn't know any better, I figured you were trying to get Izuku's attention with that thing. Momo blushed hard as 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨 giggled at her reaction as Eri was looking impatient as 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨 signaled that Momo can play with Eri, which made Eri really happy. Eri, come on Yamamo. Eri and Momo went off to spend time together as 𝐀𝐮𝐿 finished coming up with a plan as she made a phone call. 𝐀𝐮, hey Iris, you busy? I could use your help with something. However, Nora was eavesdropping on the whole thing as she smirked to herself. Nora, seems Mom and me have the same idea. Back with Barry and Izuku. Barry and Izuku were currently fighting as Barry had the upper hand as he kept dodging and weaving as he could tell Izuku was holding back. Barry, come on Izuku. Quit pulling your punches. Fight me like you mean it. Imagine who or what you hate the most. Izuku then thought of everyone who betrayed him as something snapped in him as he rushed Barry and started beating the living daylights out of him. Barry, guess this how Oliver felt fighting me when I got whammied. Izuku punched Barry in the face as hard as possible, which sent him flying back as Izuku panicked and checked on him. Izuku, Dad, you okay? Barry, I'm fine. Then, you know how to pack a punch. Izuku helped Barry onto his feet as Barry smiled. Barry, that's enough training for today. How about we get some ice cream? Izuku, ice cream. The father-son Speedster duo left for ice cream as they sat down on a bench while eating their ice cream as Izuku had a question for his father. Izuku, hey Dad, I have a question. Barry, shoot. Izuku, how did you know that you and Mom love each other? Barry, that's a hard question. Love is one of those things that is hard to explain. We think of our emotions like they're these unique, personal phenomena that no one has ever felt what we have felt. There is a basis in science for every emotion we feel. As a scientist, I know there's nothing magical about what makes us feel something for someone else. But then I see your mother smile. Man, that cannot be science. Izuku, Dad, that didn't answer my question. Barry, after your mother and I got to know each other and how much we were willing to do for each other, we figured we'd tell each other how we felt and the rest is history. Why do you ask? Izuku, well, there's this girl I know and… Barry, you love Momo, don't you Izuku? Izuku, is it obvious? If Nora didn't interrupt me, I would have asked Momo on a date. I love everything about Momo. Her kindness, her intelligence, her appealing onyx eyes, her compassion and her goddamn smile. I swear, there's two things I would die for and it's both Momo and Eri's smiles and… Izuku stopped his tangent as he got a bit embarrassed. Izuku, I sound like I'm crazy for her don't I? Barry, some people are worth being crazy for. Izuku blushed hard as Barry looked his son in the eyes. Barry, Izuku, there's only one thing I know about life. I know that some things happen by chance and some things happen because we make them happen. Izuku, what are you getting at Dad? Barry, what I'm getting at is that this is one of the things that you make happen. I can tell Momo is a one-of-a-kind girl. What you need to do is sweep her off her feet, look her in the eyes and tell her how you feel and make her your lightning rod. Izuku, you're right. I will tell Momo how I feel and make her my girl. Also, lightning rod. Barry, I call your mother my lightning rod sometimes. Izuku, well, it clearly works since she's on your lightning rod, that's for sure. Barry was flustered at Izuku's joke as Izuku pulled out his phone and dialed Momo's number as she answered. Momo, hello. Izuku, Momo, it's me. I was wondering if you'd like to go out on a date with me. Momo took a few seconds to realize Izuku, her true love, just asked her on a date and she was ecstatic. Momo, of course I'll go out with you. Barry, I can hear grandkids already. Izuku was standing as he was surprised and glad Momo agreed to go on a date with him as Barry just gave his son a thumbs up. Pretend Barry isn't wearing his flash suit. Izuku, great, how does 7 o'clock work for you? Momo, it works great. Aha, my love just asked me out. Izuku, cool, I'll pick you up at 7 o'clock. Izuku hung up as he did a little celebration dance. Izuku, great, I have a date with Momo tonight. 𝐶P, I have a date with Momo tonight. Barry, Izuku, you'll be fine. Izuku, but I haven't been on a date before. Barry, what? You had 2 girlfriends before yet you didn't take them on dates. Izuku, no. My ex's idea of dates were constantly keeping me away from other girls because they said they would try to tempt me away from them. That even applied to guys too. Couldn't even go outside with them breathing down my neck. Which was strange since Mina was pretty normal when she started dating me, then she went nuts all of a sudden. Barry, these 2 sound more insane than Thawne. Why didn't you dump them? Izuku, I was worried that if I did, they would have gone on a Yandere rampage and kill all my friends. Barry, Izuku, there's a reason you don't stick your PP in crazy. Izuku, I didn't stick it in either of them. I kept holding out and I'm surprised they didn't try to force themselves on me. Now I know why. Barry, look, we're getting off topic, let's get back on track. Your date is at 7 o'clock and it's 4 o'clock, so we have 3 hours to get you ready. And you have someone familiar in the art of love on your side. Izuku, I don't see Uncle Oliver anywhere. Barry, oh shut up. At the Snow-Allen home, Momo was freaking out over Izuku asking her out on a date as 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 was watching her along with Barry's best friend/sister, Iris West. Iris, so, you need me to help you to get her ready for a date with Izuku. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, yeah, pretty much. Can you? Iris, you need to ask. Of course I'll help you 𝐀𝐿𝐮. 𝐀𝐿𝐮, thanks for this Iris. It's nice to have another mind to help since Frost isn't being that helpful. Iris, what ideas has she come up with? 𝐀𝐿𝐮, ideas that all involve the 2 of them getting it on after the date. Frost, you want more grandkids and you know it. 𝐀𝐿𝐮, Frost, we have Eri, isn't that enough? Frost, we both know that's not nowhere near enough, Katie. 𝐀𝐿𝐮, shut up. Iris, yeah, that sounds like Frost. Looks at Momo, she's been freaking out for the past 3 minutes, how hasn't she passed out yet? 𝐀𝐿𝐮, I have no idea. Love makes you do crazy things. Nora, Momo, you alright? Oh, hey Aunt Iris. Iris, hey Nora. Eri, Auntie Nora, who's she? Iris, wait, what? When did Izuku have a kid? 𝐀𝐿𝐮, that's Eri. Izuku adopted her. Iris, oh, that makes sense. Nora, Eri, that's Iris, she's like your grandpa's sister. Eri, hi. Iris, oh God, I think I might have a heart attack. 𝐀𝐿𝐮, yeah, she tends to have that effect. She's like a nuke of adorableness. As the 3 hours passed, Izuku and Momo got ready for their date as Momo was extremely excited for it. She was dreaming for this moment ever since she met Izuku, as she fell in love with Izuku the first time they met, as Izuku was very different from other boys she met. For one, Izuku was actually interested in her for who she is and not her body, unlike a certain grape and wannabe Zuko who only saw her body before herself, and every time they tried perverting on her, Izuku always stepped in and put them in their places, which made Momo love Izuku more and more. Along with that, Momo found Izuku kind, compassionate, brave, smart, charming and funny. Not to mention, she found Izuku being Eri's father absolutely adorable, and Eri was always more attached to Momo than Izuku's exes, and Momo absolutely hated how they were treating Izuku and wanted to kill them for it, but held back as she worried that would destroy her chances of getting with Izuku. But now, Izuku is free from any control, as Momo finally had her chance to make Izuku all hers, and she would be dead if some random where took him from her. Barry and Izuku arrived at their home as Izuku was a bit nervous. Barry, ready Izuku? Izuku, yeah, expect I'm pretty sure you're usually not supposed to pick up the girl at your place. Barry, doing things conventionally is overrated. Izuku shook his head as he opened the door as he saw Momo and was completely blown away by her otherworldly beauty. Izuku, holy 𝐬𝐿𝐻𝐷, did I just enter heaven? Because there's an angel in front of me. Momo blushed as she saw Izuku in front of her, and she thought she couldn't find Izuku any more attractive, but she was proven wrong. Momo, oh my God, I thought he couldn't look any more handsome, and he looks so great in that suit. Although, he would definitely look even better with it off. Izuku, whoa, you look appealing Momo. Momo, blushing, thanks Izuku. You're pretty handsome yourself. She then noticed Izuku holding the rose, which made her blush more. Momo, is that rose for me? Izuku, is this dumb? I thought about getting a whole bouquet, but I thought that would be too much and… Momo giggled as she took the rose from Izuku and put it behind her ear and smiled at him. Momo, I love it. Izuku blushed as he offered Momo his hand, which she took as they left for their date, as Barry and 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 watched them leave while 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐵 was holding Eri in her arms. Eri, have fun with Yamamo, Papa. Izuku, I will snowball. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, Izuku and Momo remind me of when we first met Barry. Barry, yeah they do. Izuku took Momo out for dinner at a restaurant, which Momo enjoyed as they spent the whole time just talking about each other and their powers, as Momo learned a lot about metahumans. The reason is that Momo figured that the quirk factor and the meta gene were the same, but now she knows better. After dinner, Izuku showed Momo around Central City as she took in the sight, as she saw a statue of the Flash, and while she was reminded of the statue of All Might back in Japan, something about this statue felt like it was made out of actually gratitude of the people of Central City compared to the hero statues from Japan, which Momo is 95% sure they were ordered to be built by the HPSC. While Momo was thinking, Izuku got them ice cream, vanilla for Momo and cookies and cream for himself, as Momo's sweet tooth kicked in as she ate her ice cream really fast as Izuku ate his at a slower rate, as Momo stopped as she got a brain freeze as Izuku got close to her face. Momo, is he going to kiss me? Momo closed her eyes to prepare for a kiss, but instead of feeling Izuku's lip against hers, she felt Izuku boop her nose, which had some ice cream on it, which made Momo pout, which Izuku found adorable. Momo, no fair Zuzu. Izuku, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. You look so cute when pouting. Momo, you think so? Izuku, yeah, I think you look cute all the time. And with that sentence, Momo's love for Izuku increased more than before, as she had a mini daydream of her and Izuku being married and having loads of kids, for Eri to be a big sister too, as she snapped out of it as they both finished their ice cream. Momo, geez, it's getting a bit hot. Izuku, in that case, I know where we can go. Izuku and Momo walked off, and as they were far enough from anyone, Izuku picked her up bridal style and ran off, as Momo held on very tight as she didn't want to let Izuku go, as Izuku stopped as she saw a pretty forest area with a pond with a little waterfall. Momo, wow, this place is appealing. Izuku, yeah. Me and my family come here a lot during spring and summer when I was younger. The water is just right, and this is an ideal place to play hide and seek or manhunt. The two took off their clothes as they were ready for a swim, as Izuku had shorts on under his clothes while Momo was wearing a red bikini. Izuku and Momo couldn't keep their eyes off each other, as Izuku was blushing uncontrollably while Momo had a nosebleed looking at Izuku's body. Izuku, holy… she's like a goddess in human form. Momo, I really want to jump his bones right now. However, no matter how hard he tried, Izuku couldn't stop looking at Momo's BRSS. Izuku, are those things real? If so, thank God for her mom's genetics. Wait, what am I thinking? I'm not perverted. Although, I wonder how those puppies feel. Damn it. Izuku led Momo into the water as she was surprised that the water wasn't cold when she got deep enough, as she and Izuku were screwing around in the water as they got into a little water fight as Momo created water guns. After having fun for a while, Izuku and Momo decided that now was the time to confess their feelings for each other, as they were very close to each other as they wrapped their arms around each other. Momo, Izuku, I have something to tell you. Izuku, I have something to tell you too, Momo. Izuku and Momo, I love you. They both were surprised they told the other they loved them. Momo, Izuku, I loved you from the moment we first met. You were brave, smart, charming, funny, kind, and were completely dedicated to becoming a hero. And you always saw me as me and not my body, and the way Eri sees you as her father is so adorable. I wanted to be with you so bad I considered killing 𝐻𝐿𝐴 and the alien beach, but I was worried you would hate me despite how they were treating you. I'll be the love you deserve, the one they couldn't be for you. I'll be utterly your Izuku. I love you, Izuku Snow-Allen. Izuku, well, since we're being honest and that jazz, I loved you since we met too, Momo. Momo, really? Izuku, really? You're everything a guy wants as a girlfriend. Cute, appealing, kind, smart, compassionate, and I always admired your intelligence, even when you didn't believe in them. Even though I was with them, I always thought of you. Us getting married, you being Aries' mommy, having a happy family, and me and you being together forever. I even considered cheating on 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐿 and Pink Beach with you, but I decided not to because it would be wrong and I was scared that they would kill you and my friends. I love you with all my speedy, icy heart Momo Yaoyorozu. And if you did kill them, I wouldn't have hated you. Momo, you won't have. Izuku, nothing could make me hate you, Momo. That would have proved how much you love me, and if I'm being honest, that would be kind of hot. Momo couldn't take it anymore as she went in to kiss Izuku, which Izuku melted into almost immediately. After embracing their moment, they broke the kiss with a trail of saliva connecting them. Momo, I've been dreaming of this moment for a long time. Izuku, dream no longer, my darling, your dream just became reality. Momo was extremely happy that she's now with the boy she loves when she was caught off guard by Izuku squeezing her melons as he knew they were real, which made Momo blush and slightly corny. Momo, era Zuzu, I didn't think you had it in you, baby. Izuku suddenly removed his hand as he got flustered, which Momo found really cute. Izuku, I'm sorry Momo, it's just I couldn't help it. And to Izuku's surprise, Momo grabbed his hand and placed it back on her melons, clenching it for him. Momo, as long as it's you desiring my body, I don't mind, my beloved. Izuku was surprised but then smirked as they kissed again, this time turning into a heated makeout session. As this was happening, the other girls who loved Izuku all clenched their hearts as they felt something off, especially Mia, who was in the middle of training with her father as she unintentionally punched a punching bag so hard, it went flying. Oliver, Mia, what the hell was that? Mia, I don't know, Dad. It feels something was taken from me, but I don't know what. Oliver, 𝐿𝐼𝐻𝗧𝗟𝗘. I think I know what that means. Meanwhile in Gotham, Jake and Sam were napping as Jake suddenly woke up, having felt something which woke Sam up. Sam, Jake, you okay? Jake, I have the feeling we're going to have nieces and nephews in a few years. Sam, what makes you think that, honey? Jake, think it's my detective's intuition. And back in Japan, 3 of the people who betrayed Izuku felt something off. Katsumi, Iken, you better not be cheating on me. Mina, you better haven't been stole from me, Izuku. Especially by that rich beach. Todoroki, you better not be cheating on me, Momo. You're my future wife and my where. I hate I just wrote that. Back with the newly formed couple, Izuku and Momo were still making out as they stopped to catch their breath as Momo was crying tears of joy. Momo, I'm finally with the boy I love. Izuku, and I'm with my true love. The lovers then got dressed as they went back home, to surprise their friends and family with their relationship, as Izuku was determined to be with Momo no matter what. But what Izuku didn't know, he'd have more than one girlfriend again. But this time, they actually love him. Izuku and Momo went back to his home as they saw that Momo's parents just happened to arrive there earlier and were talking to Barry and 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 as they decided they might as well reveal their relationship to them. Barry was happy that Izuku found a girl who's far better suited for him. Nora was thinking of ways to start teasing them while 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐴 and Momo's mom were both celebrating while Momo's dad hugged Izuku to his surprise since he was expecting to get his approval, but Momo's dad told Izuku that Momo told him everything about Izuku, about how kind and caring he is, and he just knew Izuku would make her happy. That and Izuku actually earned Momo's affections, unlike Zuko's wannabe 𝐵SRD child who tried buying her love by forcing her into a Quirk marriage via his father multiple times, which made Izuku's lightning course throughout his body as he swore he'd rip both Todoroki and Endeavor new assholes if he ever saw them again. But all that anger quickly disappeared when Eri came running into Momo's arms as she heard everything and called Momo mommy. Momo quickly got over her shock as she hugged her new daughter and vowed to be the mother Eri deserves and the wife Izuku deserves. After plenty of questions, Izuku and Momo went to bed as Momo's parents allowed Momo and stay the night as he, Momo and Eri all cuddled together in his bed while Nora just smiled as she went to sleep. As they slept, Momo had a pleasant dream where she and Izuku were married and had twin babies, which Eri was excited to be a big sister too as she and Izuku were cuddling with their babies. A few days passed as Izuku and the others got settled in and used to living in Central City as Friday rolled around as it was time for another Titans hangout as they showed up at Jake's place via portal as they saw Jake, 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, Delsin, Kirito, Asuna and Sam already chilling while all in the middle of a Wendigoon binge. Izuku, what up? Jake, alright, now the party's getting good. How's settling in going for you guys? Kirishima, alright actually. Koda, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Kendo, I'm surprised that heroes here aren't treated like they are in Japan. 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, yeah, unlike most of Japan's clowns, heroes actually treat their jobs seriously and not as easy clout. Well, majority anyway. Kirito, I'm honestly surprised Japan hasn't turned into a war zone due to how incompetent the majority of their heroes are. Achiko, honestly, none of us know. Momo, well, that's going to happen soon since they lost their best hero. Izuku, you flatter me, babe. Momo kissed Izuku on the cheek, which everyone except Nora and Eri were shocked, especially Achiko, Kyoka, Sue, Namuri and Kendo as they pulled Momo to the side and started asking questions as the boys looked at Izuku in amazement. Delsin, wait, so you two are? Izuku, oh yeah. Delsin got up and grabbed Izuku's arm and lifted it into the air as he was cheering. Delsin, boys, we've got a king right here. The boys all raised their hands and cheered while Izuku smiled but was confused. Izuku, what did I do? Delsin, dude, look at her. Points at Momo. Izuku, that's my girlfriend. What about it? Delsin, dude, do you have any idea how hard it is to find a girl who is appealing, really nice and has more than one working brain cell? Kirito, especially the more than one working brain cell thing. Izuku, to be fair, beauty is subjective. Jake, he's got a point though. It's pretty hard to find all those attributes in a girl. Of course, I got lucky. With the girls Asuna, Momo, don't tell me you two are. Momo, we are. Eri, Papa and Mama are together now. Sam, no way, that's great. Nora, that's exactly what our mom thought. I think she spoke faster than our dad can somehow. The girls who loved Izuku felt their hearts twist, especially Achiko and Kyoka due to comparing themselves to Momo. Kyoka, oh great, why did I get my hopes up? Izuku wouldn't be interested in me, why would he? Momo's way more appealing than I ever could be. Plus she has more in common with him than me. Achiko, damn it, I'm too late. Why did I even think I had a chance to get with Izuku when completing with Momo? She's appealing, rich, smart and has a strong quirk, and what do I have? My quirk's nowhere near as useful as hers and my body is definitely nowhere close to being as desirable as her. Achiko then realized something that gave her some hope, along with the other girls. Izuku dated multiple girls before, maybe he'd be up for it again if they prove their love for Izuku is genuine and if Momo's fine with it. Sam, so, how did you confess? Momo, Zuzu took us to dinner, then we got ice cream, then we went swimming at his family's forest spot, then we confessed our feelings and here we are. Nora, he took you to our spot. Smart move, that place makes lots of great memories. Momo, really? Nora, yeah. That's actually where our mom got 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 with me and Izuku. Namuri, wait really? Nora, yeah, a few drinks and our parents were all over each, then a month later, boom, they're expecting twin babies. Sam, wait Nora, I thought your dad can't get drunk. Nora, not with normal alcohol he can't. He wants to get drunk, he needs special alcohol that doesn't get flushed out of his system thanks to his metabolism. Momo, that's interesting. Sam, back to the point, you're lucky Momo. It's not any day you find a guy quite like Izuku. Like me, I got lucky with my true love. Sam and Jake smiled at each other as Sam saw two girls at the door, one blonde and the other with black hair, as she let them in and introduced them as her best friends Clover and Alex as Clover locked eyes with 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Clover, 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, Clover. Looking appealing as usual. Clover, and you're just as dark, handsome and brooding as always. Sam looked deadpan as Jake walked to her and handed her a bottle of water as they watched 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 and Clover flirt. Sam, geez, here we go again. Jake, I'm calling it right now, if we ever catch Alucard with Clover, nobody will be surprised. Sam, expect Eri probably. Jake, I'd rather not picture Eri being there, that'd open up a rabbit hole for her. Clover, you know, I might have to take you on your offer to stake me one of these days. Alucard, why not make that day today? Sam, keep it in your breeds you too, there's a precious child here. Clover looked down and saw Eri as she was surprised with how cute she is. Clover, who's she? Eri, hi, I'm Eri Snow-Allen. Clover's brain turned off for a second as she took a second to process Eri's cuteness as she picked her up. Clover, oh, you are the cutest little thing I've ever seen. Sam, we have to go shopping for cute clothes for this little angel. Sam, good God, what have we done? Jake, and you wonder why I don't go shopping with you if Clover's there with you. Sam, I thought it was because you only like shopping when it's just us. Jake, that too. Alex saw Izuku talking with Kirito and taking notes on how his powers work, which Izuku found interesting and cool as Alex wondered who he was. Alex, Nora, who's he? Nora, oh, that's my twin brother I told you about. The one who lived overseas to keep him safe from Reverse Flash. Alex, oh, that brother. Now I see it. Nora, he has our dad's looks, I got our mom's looks. Meanwhile, the boys continued the 𝐾𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐸 binge as Jake realized something as he looked at Izuku. Jake, Izuku, wasn't one of the people who came here with you guys an inventor with pink hair? Izuku, you mean 𝐬𝐿. Yeah, we managed to get her to help out around Star Labs and she's definitely getting along well with Cisco. I should see when she's free so she can meet you guys. The boys gathered around a table as they had a serious topic to discuss. 𝐿𝐮𝐦𝐸, alright, real talk. Izuku, do you have a new name picked yet? Izuku, nope. 𝐿𝐮𝐸𝐸, alright, brainstorm time fellas. Got any suggestions for his new name? Kirito, I'm guessing Kid Flash is off the table. Izuku, I'd prefer not to be called Kid Flash. Jake, Mercury. Kirishima, velocity. Coda, trajectory. Alucard, inertia. Actually never mind. Sounds more like a villain name. 𝐿𝐮𝐸𝐸, I got it, Quicksilver. Wait, CRP, I think that's already taken. Jake, damn it. We need to come up with a name that describes Izuku. Iris came up with Nora's name because she always did things in excess, like he's extremely impulsive and... Izuku, eyes widen, Jake, say that again. Jake, you're extremely impulsive. Izuku, I think that's the one. Impulse. 𝐿𝐮𝐸𝐸, impulse. I like the sound of that. Alucard, DMN straight. Izuku smiled as with his new name, he finally has left any hint of his old identity behind. Izuku, the Tornado Twins, Impulse and XS, that's going to catch on fast. Kirito, there's no way Cisco will not be impressed with that name. Izuku, he'd probably kick himself for not thinking of it. Izuku looked at the girls as Clover was going 100 miles an hour for wanting to take Eri shopping as she hugged the little angel. Izuku, looks like they're having fun. Jake, great, looks like we're going shopping. Izuku, why are you being so negative? 𝐿𝐮𝐸𝐸, clearly, you've never been shopping with Clover. She takes hours and buys too many goddamn things. Jake, and considering she's doing this for Eri, we're going to be this for a while. Izuku, yikes. Suddenly Eri ran to Izuku and jumped into his arms. Eri, Papa, Miss Clover is taking me shopping. Can you and Mama come with us please? Jake, not like we have a choice. Izuku, of course we will snowball. Eri, yay. Eri ran off to find a jacket as Momo walked to Izuku and kissed him. Momo, that's our little snow angel. So happy and full of energy. Izuku, that she is. I'm surprised that she's gotten used to them faster than the idiots who betrayed me. Momo, that means you have great new friends 𝐬𝐿. Izuku, you're just going to have nicknames for me coming out the wazoo, aren't you? Momo, aha. Izuku shook his head and he put his arms around Momo's waist. Izuku, I love you my Creati. Momo, I love you more. Izuku, I love you way more. Momo, I love you most. Izuku, I'd run across a bridge made of hot coal and Lego for you. Momo, damn it, you win. Sam, get a room you too. Jake, yeah, we're supposed to annoy our friends by being lovey-dovey. The two couples started laughing as they all left to go shopping for the little angel named Eri. The group went to the mall as they all were shopping for cute clothes for Eri. Well, Clover was, the others just let do her thing while Izuku and his friends were all taken aback by her enthusiasm for shopping while Eri was happily going with the flow. Eri realized that Clover's love for shopping seems to be as strong as Momo's love for Izuku, and anything that reminds her for her mama and papa makes the little bean happy. Izuku, she always like this. Jake, more or less. Although, I've never seen Clover this excited for clothes shopping before. Momo, that's Eri for you. Always make everyone put in 200% into things. Like me wanting to make Zuu my one and only. Sam, you can say that again. Clover isn't even taking time to hit on any guys. Her interests mainly boil down to hot guys, shopping and one-upping Mandy. Though, we don't blame that last one. Kyoka, I don't know who this Mandy is, but she sounds like a beach. Achiko, like the explosive dog and the xenomorph's BS sturdy child. Izuku, ha! Nice one, Achiko. Alex, trust me, you have no idea how bad she gets. Delsin, and on an unrelated note, I'm telling a little Sans for next Halloween. Jake, I should be surprised, but I'm also not. Sam, because of course. Jake, geez Sam, I didn't know you had a bone to pick with him. Sam, you had to make that joke, didn't you? Alucard, oh Jake, you just made your Jedi princess upset. Better lock lips to make her feel better. Sam threw her purse at Alucard's face, causing the vampire to fall flat on his but to the amusement of the others as Sam caught her purse midair. Jake, that's my crimson beauty. Sam, you flatter me darling. Izuku, okay 02, calm yourself. Alucard got back up as he held his head in pain. Alucard, alright, should have known I'd take a hard one to the face. Jake, did you guys hear something or was that just me? Sam, no, I heard something too. Kirishima, what's taking Clover so long? Isn't it weird that she's taking this long? Alex, not really. Clover likes to take her time while shopping, especially for clothes. The shortest time Clover spent shopping was 45 minutes. Kirishima, 45 minutes. That's short to you guys. Alex, hey, time flies when you have fun. Pony, I'm going to regret this, but how long does she usually take? Alex, 2 to 3 hours. And that's on a normal day. Pony passed out as Koda grabbed her before she hit the ground as Kyoka and Nemuri were shocked. Kyoka, the hell does she do to take that long? Sam, usually grabbing way too many outfits to try and flirting with any good-looking guy with a pulse. And that's not taking sales or holidays into account. Kyoka, Jesus Christ. Nemuri, how many outfits does she usually buy? Alex, like Sammy said, way too much. Itsuka, how deep are her pockets? Izuku, does she have a pool of money in her basement like 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐷 or something? Sam, no. But then again we didn't know she had a closet just for handbags, so anything's possible. Izuku, so it's going to be a while, isn't it? Jake, yep. Momo, it's been too long since I've seen our baby, come on 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐵. Momo grabbed Izuku's hand and went to see Eri as the others just watched and sweat dropped. Delsin, just when Jake and Sam's PD wasn't annoying enough, now there's that. Jake, the possibility of Izuku bagging the other girls might increase that frustration. Kirito, well that happened. Alex, why don't you show the new guys around while me and Asuna get lunch? Asuna, which is on us by the way. The group spilt up as Alex should the U. A peeps around while Kirito and Asuna went to get some food, leaving the rest to do their own things for a bit. Izuku and Momo caught up to Clover as they saw her deciding on which 2 outfits she should get Eri as she saw them. Clover, hey you two, what's up? Momo, just wanted to see our baby girl. Izuku, and you've definitely been busy. All those outfits for Eri. And right on cue, Eri came out of the dressing room, wearing a cute green dress as they also saw that Clover did her hair. Izuku and Momo were surprised that Eri was even more cute than she was before as she did a twirl. Eri, Mama, Papa, look at the cute outfit Auntie Clover got me. Clover was surprised that Eri called her aunt as she picked up the snowball and hugged her as Izuku and Momo smiled. Clover, that's right Eri, Auntie Clover made you look amazing. Izuku, not bad Clover, took the others a while for Eri to warm up to them while hasn't been a day and Eri sees you as an aunt. Clover, yay for me. Hey, do you two mind helping me out? Given you know Eri better than me, I figured you could help me decide what Eri looks good in. Izuku, we don't mind. Nora and 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 were shopping for gaming-related this as she saw 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 eyeing up some headsets which made her shake her head and laugh a bit. Nora, what? You broke your headset already 𝐀𝐮𝐦𝐽. 𝐀𝐿𝐮, not yet. It's a favor for Eugene, promised him I'd get him a new pair after he beat my butt in Smash Brothers. Nora, you brought that on yourself man. 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦, hey, I had him on the ropes and if my controller didn't drift, I would have beat him. Nora, yeah, keep telling yourself that Delaware. Nora then noticed 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦 had a box in his pocket as she grabbed it and opened it, showing a pink necklace inside. Nora, what's with the necklace 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦? Doesn't look like something your mom would wear and unless Eugene is into jewelry. 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦, it's not for my mom or Eugene. It's for Fetch. Nora, well, resorting to jewelry to impress Fetch are ya 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦? What, are the light shows not enough? 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦 blushing, it's not what you think Nora. I'm just getting Fetch a necklace because she's a great friend, nothing more. Nora, yeah, and Santa Claus shot JFK. I swear, when it comes to you two, you make it so easy to tease you guys. 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦 was flustered up the wazoo as Nora left, smirking as she turned to look at him. Nora, you know, Abigail Rowe doesn't sound half bad. 𝐀𝐿𝐮𝐦, you got that right. After a while, they all regrouped as they saw Clover had a lot of bags as Kirito and Asuna brought the food as they all dug in as Eri was a bit of a messy eater which made Momo laugh as she cleaned Eri's face multiple times as Izuku was having the time of his life. He's back where he belongs, has an appealing girlfriend who loves him, caring family and friends and has more room of his life and superheroing that at you. As Izuku felt more ready for any future challenges. Meanwhile back in Central City Cisco was in the middle of the process of extracting data from you. To use for future insurance policies while Barry didn't fully understand why it was necessary. Barry, you're sure about this Cisco? We have the files on Izuku and the people who believed him, so is getting more of you. A's records necessary. Cisco, absolutely Barry. Thanks to the program me, Barbara and Felicity used to delete all the rats' blackmail, I also added a secondary function which allows us to copies and monitor on all of you. A's data. Barry, so that way we have information and tabs on everyone who has ever been to and will ever go to you. Smart thinking Cisco, real Batman of you. Cisco, I know. And given all the trash heaps you has spit out, being able to take them down and kill them if need be is a DMN necessity at this point. And the best part, I also had Barbara and Felicity hack into the Hero Safety Commission servers and download all of their records on all heroes of Japan. Barry, and since the Safety Commission holds all of Japan's heroes on a leash and have done things that could make Waller jealous. Cisco, we have blackmail on all the entirety of Japan's superheroes. Barry, Cisco, you my friend, are a mad genius. Cisco, I know. The process finished as Barry and Cisco opened the files as they had the info of all of Japan's hero society at their fingertips as they began looking through them all, looking for dirt and weaknesses. This takes place immediately after Chapter 2. Scam manages to retreat to another one of his hideouts as he patched up his wounds from his scuffle with the Titans as he was cursing under his breath. As if dealing with the Titans wasn't annoying enough, now there's a bunch of new Titans making things more stressful, especially since he has another icy Speedster to deal with and he doesn't know what the other new Titans are even capable of. Scam, life just really loves finding ways to find me in the Alps, doesn't it? But Scam reassured himself, As long as they don't find out what his plans are, he's in the clear as he finished fixing himself up, as he also made a clear mental note to keep an eye on the new Titans so he can get a grasp on their powers. Scam walked to a vial of BLD, he kept as he grabbed it and looked at it. Scam, years later and I'm nowhere closer to figuring this out. Especially since he's not here to help me. Flashback, 4 years ago Scam was in the middle of creating some kind of battle suit to assist him whenever he needed to get his hands dirty and to protect himself, as he stopped as he felt a familiar presence. Scam, about time you got here, starting to get worried. He stood up and turned around as he was met with an all too familiar man in a yellow suit with red glowing eyes. Scam, you took your sweet time, Eobard. Eobard, always busy. Scam, and yet never late. Scam, got what we need. Eobard, of course I did. Eobard grabbed a little device from his pocket and tossed it to Scam as they both smiled as Scam noticed Eobard had some BLD on his suit which he cleaned off. Scam, what's with the BLD splatters? Eobard, ran into some poor moron with a quirk who wanted 15 minutes of fame. Take a guess how that went. Scam, of course it was someone with a quirk. I swear, quirks have been the worst thing to happen to humanity outside of global warming and reality TV. Eobard, tell me about it. Because 80% of humanity don't have double-jointed pinky toes suddenly means they're better than everyone else. Get real, everyone was powerless once upon a time. Scam, Japan has to be the worst offender. Like they have superhero propaganda goddamn everywhere, essentially making kids want to become heroes, but if they are either quirkless or have a villain quirk, suddenly they're being treated like people on Twitter that actually have more than one functional brain cell. Eobard, or for just having some goddamn common sense. And you have a point, they essentially brainwash kids into wanting to be heroes but then immediately throw that to the wind if their quirk isn't, right, or don't have one. 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐿, you know how people always say that Batman creates his rogues gallery? It's like Japan is trying to enter civil war or something among those lines. Scam, and that doesn't even include the heroes there. They are either A, attention wears, B, money hungry, C, self-entitled douchebags, or D, all of the above. Don't get me wrong, there's some genuine good heroes there like Mirko, Ryukyu, Fat Gum. The point is that all the SHT stains overshadowed the good guys, unfairly I may add. Eobard, I might hate Barry with a burning passion, but I can respect that he actually takes being a hero seriously and has his morality in check. Scam, and that he isn't a piece of flaming garbage behind closed doors. Eobard, speaking of which, Frost made Endeavor her beach a few years back. When I found out about that, I was grateful I decided to stay in bed that day. Scam, you know, heroes like Endeavor make me wonder if we're really actually the villains. Eobard, oh we are, we just don't hide it. And even then, we actually know how to mask our true intentions. Scam laughed as he started tinkering with the device Eobard gave him as Eobard saw a vial of BLD behind a glass case as he walked to it, curious. Eobard, what's with the BL? Don't tell me 𝐀𝐮𝐿 wants us in on some crazy but experiment again. Scam, that, my friend, is a BLD sample courtesy of one Dr. Alex Mercer. Eobard, you crazy BSTRD. You managed to pull that off while staying alive. Scam, thanks to a few 100,000 volts. Eobard, so what's the use for it? Scam, what else? With this, we will be able to create a personal army of Alex Mercers. Eobard, you sure that's a good idea? We both know how dangerous trying to replicate Mercer's DNA can be. Scam, oh relax, I'm not going to inject this into our men and risk turning them into mindless monsters as it is. We're going to make sure this is safe to use so another outbreak won't happen. I'm evil, but I'm not insane. Eobard, yeah, that's more of 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐿's thing. The two villains laughed their butts off as they continued their work as Scam continued working on his suit while Eobard started working on some weapons for future use. Flashback over Scam opened a drawer as he grabbed a red and black ring with a red lightning bolt on it as he held it in his fingers. Scam, just you wait Eobard, I'll get you out of the negative speed force, one way or the other. About 3 weeks have passed since Izuku returned home with his friends as all of their lives have improved for the better. Not only do they not have to constantly worry about villains recognizing them and jumping them while minding their own business, they also get to focus on themselves and actually relax more than they could at you. As Barry and 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 have shown to be more understanding, patient and has responsible expectations of them unlike Aizawa, and they actually took the initiative and actually teach them and help them to understand their powers. Right now, they were heading to Star Labs as some of them asked 𝐶𝐿 to create them new costumes as they knew that it was long overdue for an upgrade or a complete overhaul in Momo's case. Kirishima, so, you're sure he'll make us newer and better suits? Nora, trust me, 𝐶𝐿 is the one of the go-to people to make you a super suit. Momo, I'm most definitely in need of a new suit. I don't know what I was thinking with the old one. Izuku whispers to Momo, you can still wear your old costume in the bedroom, Momo. Momo blushing, Zuwu you dog. Unfortunately, Nora heard what Izuku said as she mentally face-palmed. Nora, oh Jesus Christ. First Kirito and Asuna, Jake and Sam, now Izuku and Momo. Why does everyone I know who are in relationships have to be so DMN corny? They walked towards the cortex as they heard 𝐀𝐮𝐿 talking to someone as they walked to see her, and to their surprise, they saw her talking to Frost. The sight of seeing 𝐀𝐮𝐿 and Frost in the same room at the same time made Koda jump into Kirishima's arms, scared. Nemuri, I'm sorry, what? Nora, whoops, should have mentioned that to them. Izuku, hey ma. Frost, my little baby boy. Frost gave Izuku a big hug while everyone was shocked, except for Nora and Eri. Nora was completely unfazed while Eri was confused. Momo, I have so many questions. Izuku, oh, this is normal. Momo, but I thought your mother is Frost. Barry, technically she is and isn't. It's a long story, but the gist is 𝐀𝐮𝐿 and Frost are basically different people and they are able to spilt and merge at will. Momo, now I've seen everything. Eri, so, I have two grandmas. Frost, yes you do, you little snowball. Eri, hey, I have two cool grandmas. Frost walked off, carrying Izuku and Eri as she wanted to spend time with her son and grandbaby as the others were still in shock. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, so. That was my sister. Kyoka, we sure she came from you. Nora, we ask ourselves that constantly. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, Anyways, 𝐶𝐿 has your guys' new costumes ready. 𝐀𝐮𝐿 led them to 𝐶𝐿's workshop as Frost was already making up for lost time with Izuku, and getting to see Eri with her own eyes made her love her granddaughter even more while she was doing Eri's hair and gave her pigtails. Frost, you like your new hairstyle, Eri? Eri, I love it, Grandma Frosty. Eri grabbed a coloring book Momo gave her as she started coloring in it while Izuku and Frost watched. Frost, she is way too adorable for her own good. Izuku, I know. When I introduced her to Auntie Inko, she nearly had a heart attack. Frost, honestly, I'm glad Inko's back here. Hisashi was dim and near depressed without her. Izuku, yeah, guess that explains why they both taken some time off, if you get my drift. Frost, you naughty little bugger. Frost hugged Izuku and gave him a nuggie as Izuku laughed and hugged his other mother back. Frost, I'm so happy you're back home for good, sweetheart. Izuku, me too, Mom. Back with the others, they arrived at 𝐶𝐿's workshop as they walked in to see 𝐶𝐿 and Mei screwing around with different inventions. Achiko, they seem to be having fun. Mei, you know what we should make next? A portal gun. 𝐶𝐿, so we can act out real-life portal. You are a genius, kid. Mei, I know. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, 𝐶𝐿. 𝐶𝐿, oh, hey 𝐀𝐮𝐿. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, hate to interpret your and Mei's, whatever this is, but you have the costumes. Mei, right here. Mei grabbed boxes and handed them to Achiko, Momo, Kyoka, Kirishima, Koda and Kendo as they saw their new outfits. Also, I'm changing Koda's quirk so he can also summon a bird and saber-toothed cat at will. Achiko, oh my goodness. 𝐶𝐿, not bad. Momo, these are amazing. Mine especially. Kirishima, mine looks so cool. They rushed off to try their new costumes on as Izuku walked into the room with Eri on his shoulders with Frost as they saw Eri's hair. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, your hair looks great, Eri. Eri, thanks Grandma. Frost, Katie, you thinking what I'm thinking. Caitlin, yep. The others came back in their new costumes as they got applause for how good they looked as Izuku gave Momo a hug. Izuku, you look great Momo. Cisco, and just like that, Cisco Ramon strikes again. Izuku, you sure did. Izuku and Cisco did a little handshake before Cisco gave his nephew a big old neat hug as Caitlin and Frost joined as Izuku felt his phone ring as he saw Jake was calling him and answered. Izuku, Jake, what's up? Jake, I'm not interrupting anything, am I? Izuku, not really. Cisco made some of my friends' new costumes, but that's it. What is it? Jake, 𝐬𝐿 found us a lead on where Scam is. Izuku, alright, where do we all met up? Jake, you and your friends up for a little trip to Empire City. After getting their stuff ready, Izuku and the others arrived at 𝐬𝐿's home in Empire City thanks to a portal from Cisco as 𝐬𝐿 opened the door and let the others on as they saw Jake, Sam and Alucard were already there. Quick note, Kirito and Asuna live in Central City and Alucard lives in Gotham. 𝐬𝐿. Alright, make yourselves at home. They all settled in and all sat them down as 𝐬𝐿 went to grab some food and drinks as Izuku and Momo sat down beside Jake and Sam. Izuku, nice place you have 𝐬𝐿. 𝐬𝐿, thanks. May not be much but it's home. 𝐬𝐿 came back with food and drinks and handed them to everyone as Kyoka found some loose sketchbooks belonging to 𝐬𝐿 as she flipped through some of them. Kyoka, wow, these look good. You did these 𝐬𝐿. 𝐬𝐿, yeah, art has been a hobby of mine since I was little. Izuku, Eri's been drawing a lot recently. You could help her with that if you want to 𝐬𝐿. 𝐬𝐿, really? Izuku, yeah. Eri would love to have an excuse to spend time with her new aunts and uncles. Kirito, speaking of the little snowball, I'm honestly surprised that Eri turned out well after what she'd been through with Overhaul and how awful your exes were. Izuku, well, we did have to work to get Eri to overcome her fear of Overhaul. They didn't magically disappear after we rescued her. And as for my exes, they barely raised Eri. It was all me and these guys. Momo, which ultimately was for the better. I don't want to imagine Explosive Beach and Alien Beach corrupting our little snowball. Achiko, I don't even want to imagine Eri being influenced by Bakuhor. Kirishima, a nice one. Sam, quick question Izuku, why didn't you break up with them given how bad they sound? Izuku, because I was scared of what they would do to Momo or to any of my friends or even worse, what they would do to Eri. Achiko, Bakugo especially. Her attitude was really bad. Possibly even worse than Endeavor or Night Eye. Kyoka, which is saying a lot by the way. Kirishima, I'm like 90% sure that she got some enjoyment out of beating you to a pulp during the sports festival. Izuku, given how controlling they were over me, I'm honestly surprised they didn't resort to physically abusing me. Sam, so you'd be screwed regardless of what you did. Izuku, pretty much. Asuna, I'm surprised you didn't consider killing them Momo. I would have if Kirito was in that situation. Momo, so I'm not alone in thinking that. Nora, I feel like nobody would miss them if they died. Izuku, I definitely wouldn't. Kirito, imagine if me and Asuna ever have a kid. Alucard, I pity the poor soul who tries to date their kid. 𝐬𝐿, especially from Asuna. Asuna, hey, I'm not that bad. Everyone looked at each other before bursting out into laughter. Nora, really Asuna? I can't begin to count how many times you've threatened any girls aside from me and Sam to stay away from Kirito. Sam, or the time you scared away a guy who was interested in Clover. Asuna, okay, in my defense, I told him I'd do something drastic if his intentions with Clover were bad. Jake, also, wasn't that guy going out with Mandy before? Sam, fair enough. Suddenly, the front door opened as the person who came in was 𝐬𝐿's older brother, Detective Reggie Rowe. 𝐬𝐿, hey Reg, the Rowe brothers did a little handshake then patted each other on the back as Reggie noticed the others, not recognizing Izuku and the people from you. Reggie, didn't know you brought the cavalry today 𝐬𝐿. 𝐬𝐿, Reggie, those are Izuku, Momo, Achiko, Kyoka, Tsuyu, Kirishima, Kendo, Koda, Pony, Nemuri and 𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽. Guys, this is my older brother Reggie. Reggie, that's a lot of names. Delsin, if it helps, Izuku is Nora's twin brother. Reggie, wait, Nora has a brother? Delsin, long story, I'll tell you later. Anyway, what have you got on Scam? Reggie laid out a map from Empire City across the table as the Titans all gathered around the table. Reggie, alright, some friends and I in the Empire PD have done some digging and snooping around and we found out that Scam is hiding out in an old warehouse in the Warren district. 𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽, I get the feeling he has a thing for warehouses. Sam, Scam prefers his lairs to be more low-key. Jake, Delsin, Reggie, it's your city. What's our plan? After discussing a possible plan of action and deciding on their plan, everyone got ready to go after Scam as they were about to head to the Warren together as Nemuri had her curiosity raised when she saw a statue as she walked to it to get a better look at it as she read the message on the base of the statue. In honor of the hero of Empire City, Nemuri was interested who the statue was made for as she caught up with the others as they made their way to the warehouse. As they reached the Warren and arrived near the warehouse Scam was staying at, they all changed into their hero suits while Reggie stayed back to wait to bring in some backup as they saw some guards at the front of the warehouse as Robin and Batgirl snuck up behind them and knocked them out at the same time as the others all huddled near the wall as 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 used her quirk to see how many guys they were about to deal with. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, Scam's got a bunch of goons inside by the sounds of it. Robin, and most of them are armed. Robin deactivated the detective mode in his mask as they all debated on how they should get inside as 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 came up with an idea. 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽, I'll distract them. You guys find a quiet way inside through the back. Koda, you sure that's a good idea? 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽, don't worry, I can take it. 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 walked to the front entrance while the others went around back for a more stealthy entrance as 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 kicked the door open revealing Scam and a bunch of his men as they all aimed their guns at 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 and immediately started blasting, which 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 took like a tank. Scam, you idiots. You're just wasting ammo. 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 immediately regenerated his wounds as he grinned like a madman as Scam's men all crapped their breaths as 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 looked at Scam. 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽, you must have DMN a good health plan Scam. Scam, what? 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽, because they're going to need it. 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 started blasting at the henchman and also barricaded the door due to him kicking it open so Scam couldn't call for reinforcements as his men all found cover and tried shooting 𝐒𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 again as Scam fell back a bit as he face-palmed. Scam, well, at least this can't get any worse. Suddenly, the back entrance was blown open by 𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽𝐻𝐿 as Scam looked back to see the other Titans and that all his men who were stationed at the back were all unconscious due to Nemuri's quirk. Scam, spoke too soon. Scam grabbed a remote from his jacket which activated a bunch of android henchmen Scam had just in case as he sicked them on the team. The team got to work scraping the android henchmen while Nemuri had to think outside the box due to her quirk being completely useless against robotic beings as she used a nearby bin to blindside one android and managed to rip out its wires, followed by throwing a rusty pipe at another which managed to go right through its head before Momo created a sword for her to use. Momo was able to hold her own while being surrounded by about 6 androids as she bashed her staff into the heads of 2 then cut the wires of one with a knife she created. She then made an EMP grenade to disable 2 and turned her attention to the final 2 androids before Impulse froze the last 2 as Momo beheaded them with her staff as she quickly embarrassed her speedster. Impulse, not bad Momo. Momo, thanks 𝐬𝐿𝐽𝐻, I'm glad you liked my little show. Kirito, can you 2 quit flirting? We're getting our butts kicked over here. The 2 got back into the action as Kirito and Asuna were cutting through the droids like nothing as Ochako used her quirk to make some levitate as 𝐾𝐿𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐽𝐽 plugged her jacks into the amps on her legs and fired a sound blast that was at the right frequency to make them blow up. Kirishima and Kendo were tearing their way through the opposition with ease due to her quirks while XS either froze or phased her hand through the androids to destroy them. Delsin was blasting his way through the clankers with his neon power while Pony and Koda stayed back while she used her quirk to destroy some droids from afar while Koda summoned a saber-toothed cat with his quirk as it went through the droids pretty easily. Meanwhile, 𝐬𝐿𝐿𝐼 was absolutely beating the PSS out of 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫's human henchmen as he fired his gun at them, but making sure he didn't shoot anything vital as he used his superior strength to easily take them all out. After blasting her way through some androids, 𝐻𝐮𝐦𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐲 managed to corner 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 as Kirishima rushed to her side as they both looked at 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫. Kirishima, hope you're not in a rush. 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 then threw something at 𝐻𝐻𝐦𝐦 as a distraction, which worked as he threw a nearby barrel at her when sent her back, not before shooting him with an full power blast at 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, which sent him flying back as well, but he managed to get back up. 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 then went to punch Kirishima in the chest, but he used his quirk right as 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨's fist reached Kirishima's chest as the impact of punching rock bruised 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽's wrist, and he held it while in pain. 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, well, that's just great. He then used his good hand to quickly knock over a shelf with lots of stuff on them, but 𝐿𝐿𝐼 managed to grab him and pulled him out of the way. 𝐿𝐿𝐼, you okay? Kirishima, yeah, thanks. Both of them immediately blushed as 𝐿𝐿𝐼 realized she had her arms around Kirishima as she pulled them back before hitting one android with an ice blast. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 tried to book it before being stopped by Robin and Batgirl as the two started to tag team him. Robin jumped over 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 and kicked him in the back, which made him stumble over to Batgirl, who hit him with a powerful roundhouse kick to the face before grabbing his face and throwing him into the ground. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 managed to headbutt Batgirl as she stumbled back as he got up as Robin went to attack him, but 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 managed to punch him in the gut but didn't realize it was with his busted hand as he grabbed it in pain once again as he had two men who 𝐬𝐿𝐼 hadn't beaten to unconsciousness. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, damn it, if only I had that battle suit finished. Would be really handy right now. Suddenly, the lights in the warehouse flickered for a brief second, which made 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 confused why that was the case when suddenly a few of his men were shot in the face with lightning, instantly knocking them out as 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽's heart dropped as the one responsible dropped from the ceiling. Cole, you have some nerve making a mess in my city, 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽. Delsin, Pops. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 knew right there and then that he was completely screwed as he tried to get away again, but then was hit by another ice blast, this time not from either of the Tornado twins. Cole, nice shot, Lucy. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, oh come on. I'll get frostbite at this rate. Trust me, frostbite is the least of your worries. Cole and 𝐒𝐮 stood over 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 as he was definitely beyond screwed as the Titans joined in surrounding him as he was trying to figure out his next move as Nemuri recognized Cole from the statue she saw earlier. Delsin, don't even think about it. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, my parents would beat you worse than what we could do. 𝐬𝐿𝐼, no, please do think about it. I'd love to see that show. Cole went to put some lighting restraints on 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 when out of nowhere, the younger heroes were sent flying back by an electrical blast, which only made Cole and 𝐒𝐮 stumble back a bit as Cole recognized who did it and clenched his fist at the sight of the person. Cole, 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽. Hello Cole. Cole was staring his arch nemesis in his eyes as his lightning flickered in his hands as he clenched them into fists. Cole, Lucy, keep the kids safe. 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼's mine. Quirk ran to the kids as 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼 looked at 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, who was still on the ground after his butt kicking. 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼, you know 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, all this could have been avoided if you had given me a call. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, well, I'd rather have done this without having to drag your crazy butt into this. 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼, I'll ignore that insult since we're friends. Now get out of here, I'll handle Cole. 𝐻𝐿𝐼 blasted away the barricade, then blasted electricity at Cole and tackled him as 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 got up and started limping away as Robin wasn't having it. Robin, not this time, you son of a bitch. Robin launched himself at 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 as he tackled him and started to try to knock him out, but 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 proved to be stubborn as he was able to get Robin off him with some difficulty when suddenly Reggie showed up with a bunch of cops as they had 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 cornered. Reggie, hands in the air, 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽. 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽, damn it. 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼, a hand. 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼 threw Cole back as he teleported in front of 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 and blasted Reggie and the cops back as he teleported 𝐒𝐮𝐴𝐽 to one of his hideouts and returned to continue fighting Cole as Robin was said. Robin, god damn it. Robin then ran at 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼 and punched him in the face as hard as he could, which surprised 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐼 as he blasted Robin back to the others, which sent him into a wall. Batgirl, Jake. Batgirl ran to check on Robin as Quirk created an ice barrier as Cole and 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐼 kept fighting as Cole threw multiple electric grenades at 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐼 as he threw himself at 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐼 as the two locked hands in a struggle. 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐼, noble of you to have your wife stay out of our fight. Cole. trying to prevent what happened to Trish. Cole, don't bring her into this. Cole headbutted 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 as he grabbed his arm and slammed him into the ground before firing an electric rocket at 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴, which the impact from the blast sent 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 flying into the wall. Cole then ran and jumped to 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 as he grabbed the amp off his back and slammed it onto 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴's chest, and used kinetic pulse to lift a nearby shipping container and threw it at 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 and threw it at him right when he was getting back up and barely managed to catch it. As the fight went on, the others watched through the ice barrier while Batgirl was checking on Robin. Robin, honey, I think you're overreacting a bit. We both know I've been hit by much worse. Batgirl, doesn't mean I can't worry about my boyfriend. Momo, 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, your father isn't pulling any punches. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐴, oh, you should see when my old man's completely said and not holding back. Makes this look like child's play. Sue, I'll take your word for it. Ribbit. They saw Cole grab 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴's neck with the amp and slamming him through a bunch of crates, which led him into the wall as 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 winced a bit. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, Jesus, he really hates that 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 guy, doesn't he? 𝐒𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, you have no idea. Kirishima, if you don't mind me asking, what's the deal between them anyway? 𝐒𝐮𝐴, well, there's not much we know about 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴. What we do know is that 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 came from the future. Well, I guess a future is more accurate. Izuku, he's from the future. 𝐒𝐮𝐴, yes. And what little he's told about himself in his original future, he was Cole's arch-nemesis there like he is now. Namuri, why'd he travel back in time anyway? 𝐒𝐮𝐴, honestly I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I'm changing 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴's history in this. Cole charged an electric blast as he dodged 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴's lightning as Cole jumped over a lightning blast from 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 as he knocked over a shelf to make 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 move as he jumped right into Cole's sights as he fired the blast as 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 blocked it but still sent him back. 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴, you're really not messing around this time, Cole. Cole knocked 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 down by sweep kicking his legs as Cole went to restrain 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴, but 𝐀𝐮𝐬𝐴 suddenly blasted Cole with a strong lightning blast which sent Cole flying to the ice barrier and managed to break through it. Cole landed in front of 𝐒𝐮𝐴 and 𝐬𝐻𝐼N as he got up as 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 walked towards the whole group when suddenly the Tornado Twins both ran to 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 and sucker punched him. 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 stumbled as he was recovering from the dual Speedster punch which gave Kirito and Asuna a chance to start attacking him as the two sword welders both rushed him. 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 tried his best to block the onslaught Kirito and Asuna were giving him, but they managed to land plenty of hits on him due to him being winded from being occupied fighting Cole as 𝐻𝐼N sucked to his neon power and started shooting blasts at 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴. Then the entire group rushed 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 and started teaming on him together. 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 was definitely now on the back end as he had to defend himself from every angle as he was hit with lightning, ice, rapid punches at super speed, rock-hard punches, jacks to the eyes, kicks to the guts, sword strikes, large fists, and Pony and Koda using their quirks to keep 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 more distracted when Asuna ran at 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 and stabbed him. 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 dropped to the ground as he held his wound as it was bleeding as the group walked towards him to capture him when 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 mustered up enough strength to fire blast that knocked them all back as he teleported away as Cole cursed under his breath. Cole, damn it, they got away again. Robin, it's not all bad. I managed to put a tracker on Scam. We find him, we'll find 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴. Cole, 𝐻𝐼N and 𝐒𝐮 ran to check on Reggie and the cops he brought with him as they were all alright with minor injuries, with Cole managed to heal as he also congratulated the Titans for being able to hold their own against 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐴 as they all appreciated the praise from Cole but made sure it didn't go to their heads as they all went back to the McGrath home. While there, Izuku and his friends got to know Cole, 𝐒𝐮 and Reggie more and more and got front row seats of some of 𝐻𝐼N and Reggie's shenanigans and arguments between the two brothers as Izuku mentioned Eri and showed Cole and 𝐒𝐮 a picture of Eri and it nearly gave the two metahumans heart attacks. While they were having a good time, �KYOKA lost her footing and slipped, but Izuku did catch her. However, he fell over as �KYOKA and Izuku locked eyes for a brief second before she blushed like crazy and apologized like crazy, to which Izuku laughed off and Momo brushed it off. After a while, everyone turned in as Izuku and Momo were cuddling in bed together as Momo had her hair down and snuggled herself against Izuku's chest. Izuku, you were great tonight, Momo. Momo, ah shucks honey. Izuku, have I told you look better with your hair down? Momo, I'll wear it down more often then. Izuku kissed Momo on the cheek before he went to sleep as Momo thought back to when �KYOKA fell on top of Izuku earlier. Momo, 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫 normally doesn't lose her cool like that, and she blushed while looking at Izuku. Oh, she's in love with Izuku. Well, I should have seen this coming. Wait, I wonder if the others are as well. Well, as long they are genuinely in love with him and won't treat him like Bakuho and Ishido, I wouldn't mind sharing Izuku. Momo then kissed Izuku on the cheek as she went to sleep as well. On a Friday afternoon, the Titans were hanging out at Jake's place in Gotham as the guys were playing video games as they were spending the weekend here as the boys made sure to make the most of it. The boys were playing Smash Brothers while Clover was helping Eri color while also covering her ears whenever the boys dropped a swear. After a while, Kirito went to the bathroom as the boys kept on going before 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐻 realized he hadn't came back. 𝐬𝐻𝐬𝐻, you guys know where Kirito went. 𝐿𝐿𝐼, I think I saw him and Asuna walk into their room and, oh, suddenly, they heard Kirito and Asuna's 𝐿𝐿 as they all face-palmed. Izuku, not again. Kirishima, how often do they do that? Jake, too often. Clover, it's a miracle Kirito hasn't got Asuna 𝐻𝐮𝐬𝐻 yet. Eri, Papa, what are those noises? Izuku, ignore them, they're nothing Snowball. Eri, okay Papa. 𝐿𝐼, yeah, they sure are nothing. 𝐬𝐿𝐼, you see Eri, those noises are what happens when a boy and a girl are extremely intimate with each other and Izuku, 𝐬𝐿𝐼, quit trying to ruin Eri's innocence. 𝐬𝐿𝐼, what? She's going to learn eventually. Izuku, over my dead body. Eri's going to stay a pure-hearted daddy's girl. Jake, oh my god. Izuku, what is it Jake? Jake, I heard Momo and she's miming your name. Izuku, blushing kisses. Jake, yeah she's Moss. Izuku, Jake, kids here man. Jake, my bad. But what are you waiting for dude? Get in there. Izuku, I can't just go in there, that'd be weird. Plus, how do I know if she's actually in the mood? Jake, Izuku my man, my guy, my brother, she's your girlfriend and she's miming your name while relieving herself. Chance or she's come down with a case of the corny. Izuku gulped nervously as he went to the room he and Momo were sharing when Nora suddenly appeared out of nowhere, shocking everyone. Nora, also, tell Momo she's your lightning rod. Dad does that with Mom all the time. 𝐬𝐿𝐼, the hell did you come from? Nora, I was here the whole time 𝐬𝐿𝐼. 𝐬𝐿𝐼, oh yeah, you can vibrate so fast you can turn invisible. I keep forgetting you can do that. Eri, Auntie Nora, what's Papa doing? Nora, oh Izuku is in front of the room he and Momo are sharing as he opened the door slightly opened it as he could see Momo's bottom part of her body was fully exposed while her button-up shirt open as her hair was down as he saw Momo rubbing her folds as it honestly got Izuku a bit corny. Izuku, Momo. Momo. Hey Izuku, you look like you're having a fun night. Momo, and it just got better. Close the door handsome. Izuku stepped into the room as he closed the door as Momo asked, and she looked at him with hearts in her eyes. Momo, come to me baby. And don't worry, it's a safe day and I'll take 𝐵𝐻𝐻 control before we start. Izuku, who boy? Back with the others Nora. He and Momo are spending quality time together. Eri, really? I wanted it too. Everyone, no. Eri, why not? Suddenly, Sam walked into the room, having been woken up and her hair definitely looked like it. 𝐿𝐼, yikes, you've had better hair days Sam. Sam, can it 𝐿𝐼? Anyway, why are you guys screaming? Nora, well, the thing is Sam. Suddenly, in addition to hearing Asuna's mess, they now started hearing Momo's mess as well. Jake, my man he did it. Eri, why is Mama screaming? Nora, Clover, because she's really happy being with your daddy. Right Nora? Nora, right? Anyway Snowball, you should get to sleep. Surely Izuku and Momo won't want you to be cranky in the morning. And you can sleep in my room since I think they might be up for a while. Eri, okay Auntie Nora. Eri went to Nora's room while 𝐿𝐼 was standing near the door to Izuku and Momo's room as he looked horrified. Sam, you okay 𝐿𝐼? 𝐿𝐼, I can't look at icicles the same way ever again. Sam, what? 𝐬𝐮𝐦𝐬𝐚𝐫𝐲, the hell does icicles have to do with them getting it on? 𝐬𝐮 noticed that there was a slight crack in the door as he looked through it, as he was also distributed with what he saw. 𝐬𝐮, Jesus Christ, what the hell? 𝐬𝐬𝐻, yep. Sam, do we want to know what you two just saw? 𝐬𝐬𝐻, I've heard of 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, but that's ridiculous. 𝐬𝐮, that's probably what people who are attracted to Jack Frost or Elsa imagined happening to them and then some. Sam and Clover, oh my god, oh my god. Jake and Nora, oh gross. 𝐬𝐮, how does that not freak you out? Jake, I'm numb to freaky SHT. One time, I walked in on my parents getting on while using batarangs. 𝐬𝐮, to clarify, your dad used a batarang on your mom's, you know. 𝐬𝐬𝐻, how did that itty not scar you? Jake, oh it did. I couldn't use or hold a batarang for like a week after that. 𝐬𝐬𝐻, geez. Nora, and one time, I walked in on mom getting double-teamed by dad and Mama Frost. Clover, that sounds more tame. Suddenly, Momo and Asuna's nemesis were kicked into overdrive as everyone face-palmed. Jake, are you kidding me? Sam, Kirito and Asuna were bad enough, but now this. I've joked about this before, but I'm seriously considering getting a blacklight. 𝐬𝐮, it's been 45 minutes. How have they been doing the devil's tango for nearly an hour? Jake, this can't get any more weirder. Sam, I swear, they are going to have a bunch of kids. 𝐬𝐮, you know Sam, I'm surprised you're able to keep it together considering you keep sneaking peeks at Jake's but whenever he's in costume. Or in general, I guess. Sam, well. Jake, Sammy, get your mind out the gutter, honey. 𝐬𝐮, same goes with you, Jake. Jake, 𝐬𝐮, shut up. 𝐬𝐮, just saying. Jake, wait, why am I complaining? You're still single. 𝐬𝐮, why you? Sam, DMN. Jake, I have a girlfriend who is smart, appealing, capable, badass, kind, a redhead and is smoking hot who all the guys and some girls drool over and I get to see what they would pay to see. Sam, blushing, Jake. Jake, and you're still single, 𝐬𝐮. 𝐬𝐮, I. Jake, thought so. Sam, given how much you spend time with Fetch, I figured you two would be a thing by now. Or you too chicken to ask her out. Jake, dude, just do it. 𝐬𝐮, easy for you to say. Besides, I don't know if she sees like that anyway. Jake, dude, you never know unless you don't try. Then, Kirito came out in his boxers, covered in sweat and hickeys while Asuna was beside him, covered by a blanket. Kirito, hey guys. 𝐬𝐮, dude, we heard it all. Asuna, our bad. Sam, not only did we hear it, Eri did too. Jake, also, Izuku is banging Momo's brains out right now. Sam, Jake. Jake, what? Kirito, good for him. Asuna, I figured they would wait out something. 𝐬𝐮, yep. Meanwhile, Izuku and Momo were both completely naked and were extremely tired as Momo was laying on top of Izuku as she looked like she couldn't walk due to Izuku using his speed while they were having section. Izuku, holy tea, that was amazing. Momo, you were incredible, Aizu. You really gave it to me. I can still feel your essence inside me. Izuku, hey, you wanted it. Besides, who would I be to deny a request from such a appealing woman like yourself? Momo, giggles, I love you, Zuwu. Izuku, I love you. Too, Momo, I'm glad you're my girlfriend now. And the best part, you took my first time. Momo, score for me. With the others, Eri, can anyone please tell me what's going on? 𝐬𝐮, you might be getting siblings. Eri, really? 𝐬𝐮, SHT guys, help. Sam, you're on your own. Jake, good luck, dude. Clover, I'm getting pretty tired actually. Kirito, we're trying in. Asuna, have fun telling Eri about the birds and the bees. 𝐬𝐮, I can't wait until you two have kids, I am so doing this to you too. Eri, Uncle 𝐬𝐮, how are babies made? 𝐬𝐮, It's too late for this BS and I'm tired. Follow me, Eri. Ster walked to Izuku and Momo's room with Eri as he knocked on the door as loud as he could. Ster, Izuku, you and Momo better be decent. Izuku and Momo panicked as Izuku slipped on his boxers while Momo put her BR and panties back on as they told Ster he could come in as he came in, walked to Momo and placed Eri in her lap, confusing them both. Ster, tag you're it. Ster then immediately ran out their room and closed the door as Izuku and Momo were confused as Momo held her daughter in her lap. Izuku, what was that about? Eri, Mama, Papa, where do babies come from? Izuku and Momo, aha, starts panicking Eri, Papa, Mama, Dad. Meanwhile Barry, Kate, you alright? 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, I can't shake the feeling Izuku needs our help. Barry, I'm sure he'll handle it himself. 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐨𝐫, Barry, alright, let's check on him. Back with Izuku and Momo. Izuku, well, Eri, the thing about babies is that. Suddenly, Barry slams the door open, shocking the three as he put 𝐀𝐮𝐿 down as they looked at their son and future daughter-in-law and put the pieces together. Izuku, holy see that worked. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, Izuku, what's wrong, sweetie? Eri, Grandma, how are babies made? Barry, oh, not again. Izuku, again. Barry, your sister asked us that and it was really awkward, but your mother figured us telling her would be better than making Cisco do it. Izuku, Mom, could you please tell Eri? 𝐀𝐮𝐿, I will, sweetie. Izuku, thanks, Mom. 𝐀𝐮𝐿, we'll leave you two alone. Try to behave yourselves. Barry, hopefully we didn't wake up PP and Barbara. 𝐀𝐮𝐿 picked up Eri from Momo as she and Barry left the room while Izuku and Momo were both embarrassed and blushing. Momo, well, that was something. Izuku, yeah, it was. Izuku and Momo cuddled before going to sleep while Jake was getting ready for bed as he went to his room as he saw Sam on his bed, wearing a robe while blushing a bright red. Jake, you alright, Sam? Sam, yeah. I was just thinking about your little speech about me to Ster. Jake, well, I mean everything I said about you. Sam, I know that. So, I figured I'd give you a little present. Sam then dropped her robe as Jake saw what was underneath and well, he definitely liked what he saw. Jake, oh God. Sam, British accent, now, why don't you please your Jedi princess, darling? Jake blushed brighter than Barry's flash suit as he pulled Sam in for a kiss as they fell backwards onto the bed. Jake, you're the best girlfriend ever, you know that, Sam. Sam, I know. Jake, I thought my dad was making a big deal about being weak to redheads, but now I get it. Sam, British accent, shut up and kiss me, you fool. Jake kissed Sam again as the two redhead superheroes were in for a fun night as Jake knew he definitely lucked out falling in love with Sam.